y'all doing? Let me get things set up here. Okay. Alright. Let's see, so we can at least get some stuff done. So let me bring up today's question of the day here. A bit weird though. Okay. Does seem to be running. Okay. Alright, good. That's looking right. And let's see, favorite dessert. That's today's question of the day. My favorite dessert is a Butterfinger or an apple pie. I know that's two of them, and it was probably only expecting one, but it's kind of a tie between those. Let me get things settled here and sharing the links out. Alright. Alright. Got the link there shared. Or, got the link obtained, I should say, not shared yet. And as for things that are going on, pretty good here. I got a little surprising announcement. Not anything to do with the channel here, obviously. Just dreams. Kind of wish that was the case, but last night I found out that an anime that I had ordered like a while back, like almost 3 months ago, now it apparently is coming around when it was originally expected. Like when I initially pre-ordered it, it was supposed to be coming in like a few days from now, but then it was like, we're delaying it, the release, until December. So I was like, kidding me? But apparently I got another notice saying that it was scheduled back for this month, so that's a good thing. Just hope it works well, because I had to go get out of go to a retro game shop, and the last time I had to do that was with kind of old DVD Blu-ray releases, I should say, anyway. But that's about all that has happened recently. Alright, so there's that. Still, I'm kind of amazed that we're finally seeing some new questions in the rotation of the question of the day. Like I think I said before, I might have said somewhere else. I have like 90 questions, give or take. And it's already repeated a lot. But considering that a lot of this stuff is just based on something that isn't truly random, it's understandable. And there are ways that you can get pretty close to true random. But it's still kind of predictable as long as you can represent it by a mathematical equation or something. That's always going to be the case. Since it would have to be verified in multiple ways. How those ways are, though, I don't know. Mathematician will probably be more aware. And two more places to deal with. But I should be checking on her studio mode. About that. Okay. Good thing it wasn't too much damage there. Otherwise, we'd have to be going through a long wait again, and I don't think you guys want to do that. Alright. So I sure don't. But I got everything situated in terms of the link shared out, so now I'm going to be getting a drink. And then I will bring up the game and switch things on over. While I'm getting the drink, you guys can answer today's question of the day. If you don't see today's question of the day, the command in the title of the stream that should be there while I'm live will bring it up for you. And I will also check those out when I get back. So, see you in a bit. Alright, I'm back, and it doesn't look like I missed anything. So let me get the inputs switched on over here, and then I'll bring up the game, and we can get started. Forgot about this part. And here we are. How are you all doing? Good morning, everyone. And how are you all doing? I'm doing pretty good. As I said earlier in the stream, I got news of a Blu-ray that I ordered a while back that I'm happy about. I had pre-ordered a Blu-ray, expecting it to come this month, like a few days from now, and then all of a sudden I got word that, hey, we're now releasing this in December, which I was kind of not too happy about. And then I got a notification that, hey, we're gonna release it in September after all, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope it comes like they say it will. Other than that, I'm just excited to get on with this. I hope you all are too, because things got pretty interesting. Okay. Eventually, everyone gathered and went to the hall. Just as I was told, I asked for them to lock me in my room. After getting everyone, including Takumi-san and Tai-san, to understand, Yasunaga-kun, Chamie, and I went to the dorm.
知恵ね、窓から枝に飛べる?
Chine, you think he can jump from the window to the branches?
こりゃ無理でしょう。飛び降りたとしても戻れないし。
No way, even if he made it down, he couldn't get back. You never know, but at least they're talking about windows right now. And you could technically use those windows to break in without having to deal with the locks. The two verified how secure a place this was to lock me up in. If they were wolves, it'd be impossible to outwit them. Humans stood no chance.
そんなわけで閉じ込めちゃうよ。間に合ったら開きに来るけど、最悪明日の朝までこのままだから。
Anyway, we're locking you in. We'll come open it up if we have the time, but you might end up staying like this until morning.
わかった。仕方ないさ。
Alright, fine by me.
かなりきついだろうけど、無事な進行を祈ってるよ。
It's gonna be hard, but I hope you do
どう
well.
も。悪いね。こんな腐った村を心配してもらっちゃって。
Thanks. Sorry you're caught up in the problems of such a crappy
僕
village.
は君を心配してるんだけどね。
I'm more worried about you.
嬉しい。じゃあ、ちえみさん頑張ってきますわ。
Wow, isn't that nice? I'll do my
いいで
best.
すか。それじゃあ閉めますね。
All done. We're locking you in then.
ああ。君も気をつけてな、安永君。
Yeah, you be
お母さんは
careful.
もう君しかいないんだから。
Yeah, you be careful too, Yasunaga-kun. You're now your mother's only child.
その通りですね。
Yes, that's true. And so the door was closed. I could hear them head up the stick. So far, the only ones I'd talked to face to face were Jamie, Takumi-san, Mochi, and Yasunaga-kun, just 4. The ones I hadn't talked to were Tai Yamawaki, Rikako Uematsu, Meiko, Kaori Oribe, Haru Makishima, Kyonosuke Nosato. Oh, yeah, Nosato. The old wolf guy, a whole 7. I had no idea if there was significance in that, but I wanted to know what kind of people they all were. 4 people had already died, and if you ignored me, there were 11 left. Once the snake revealed what Kyonosuke Shi was, he and the snake, Takumi-san, and would be the only ones with confirmed roles. The other 9 would be suspects. Okay. Again, why are we saying Takumi-san is a confirmed role? Because he could be lying about it. And if he's lying about it, then like I've said numerous times already, he's a genius. When one was hanged, there'd be 8, and when one died in the night, there'd be 7, which was still quite a lot. They had to hurry before it was too late. The humans had to act
こ
now.
んにちは。
Hello.
うわ、なんだ。
Whoa, what? The supposedly fixed door slightly opened up. It was Jamie.
忘れてたけど、今日のご飯渡せないかもだから、最悪これでしのいで。
I forgot, but I might not get to give you your dinner, so have this at least. She threw me a yellow food box, the kind you could find in any convenience
毎
store.
日本当にありがと
Thanks, seriously.
気にしないで。
Don't
う。
mind
代わりと
it.
言ってはなんだけど、
Oh, by the way.
なんだろ
Oh, what?
猿のカゴ車は、2人とも名乗り出させた方がいい。
Tell the monkeys to reveal themselves. Huh? Okay. I don't know what benefit this would prove, but I hope we find out. In my mind, it wouldn't be smart to reveal any of the roles, but then again, since the monkeys can't do anything other than reveal each other, I guess it's kind of a useless thing. So we'll see what goes on here.
なんで
Well, why?
考えればわかるはずだ。手を打たなければ先がないことも。
Think about it. You'll understand and you know you have to do something before it's too
し
late.
ね、何やってるの？
Janae, what are you doing?
時間がない。行って。
There's no time. Go.
わかった。
Yeah, okay. She closed the door and put the stick back. Alright, what next?
はるちゃん、傷は大丈夫？
Haru-chan, is your wound alright?
平気だけど。
It's fine.
今聞くのもあれだけど、一体何があったの？
I know it's not a good time to ask, but what
結
happened?
構危なかったよ。
It was pretty bad, I'll tell you that
知
much.
らない。もう始まるわよ。
Whatever, let's just start.
全員に杯が回った。夜耳の宴の始まりよ。
Everyone had a drink, let's begin the feast of the Yomi Purge.
早速だけど、匠に昨日の蛇の神託ってのはあったの？
Let's get to it talking. Umimi, did the snake's power work last night? That's a good question right there. That might actually give us some confirmation.
あった。
Yeah, it did. Not good enough confirmation right now, but who knows? We'll still see. As far as I know, he could be lying.
どうだった？
Well, tell us.
キヨは人だった。
Kyo is a human.
当然、私は狼などではない。これでムロと私の二人が容疑から外れたというわけだね。
Of course I'm no wolf. That means Muro and I are no longer suspects, right?
そういうことになりますね。
It does. For now.
では早速、決めねばならんことをまとめよう。昨晩気の毒なことになった牧島勘蔵氏の方針を続けるなら、
Let's look at what we have to decide today if we continue based on the late Kanzo Makishima Shi's decisions.
なんでおっちゃんが仕切んの？
Hold on, why are you taking the lead?
別に年長者ということで山脇さんが進めるのでも構わんよ。
I don't mind if the eldest Yamawaki-san wants to take over.
私はそんなん苦手じゃが。
I'm no good at that.
であれば、狼ではないと同意を得た私かムロが仕切るのが年功序列からしても自然ではないかね。
In that case, it's only natural that myself and Muro, adults confirmed to be human, should be the ones to lead. I still want to punch you in the face, Kiyanosuke.
匠に、おっちゃん鬱陶しいから匠にが仕切ってよ。
Takumi ni, he's annoying, you lead.
キヨ、頼む。
No, Kyo, keep going.
ご老人が亡くなられたショックもあろう。無理はする必要ない。
He's still shocked from he's still shocked from the elder's death. No need to force him.
できる限りのことはやらせていただこう。ムロは織部夫人を気遣って差し上げろ。
But I will do everything I can in his place. Muro, you console Madam Oribe.
あの子が。
My boy, he is. Kaori-san.
早速提案だがね。今日は必ず一人選んでくくることとしないか。
Here's my proposal. Let's do whatever we can to choose and hang someone today. And here's my proposal. You all have a Mexican standoff right now.
ちょっと、それは乱暴じゃないです。
Hold on, that's too reckless.
いや、それは必要だよ、知恵ね。そうでないと、何日か後に確実に狼は最後の一人を殺しきる。
But it's necessary. If we don't, the wolves will eventually kill the last
そ
human.
ういうことだ。宴には非常さも必要となる。間違っていませんな、山脇さん。
Exactly, we'll have to harden our hearts if we want to survive the feast. Am I wrong, Yamawaki-san?
そうですね。読み人は何としてもくくらねばならんです。
You're right, the Yomibito must be hung. One soul per day now to bind.
間違えたらどうすんの？たとえ露見しなかったとしても、間違えて人を殺した事実を一生背負うんだよ。
What if we make a mistake? Even if we kept it secret, we'd have to live with the guilt of having killed someone.
確かにそれは気分の悪いことだが、実のところ、そういった死も無駄ではない。
It's true that it would be unpleasant, but such deaths wouldn't be in vain.
間違えて殺したら、死んだ人は無駄死にでしょうに。
What the hell? If we kill the wrong person, their death would be pointless. That's obvious. Of course that point's obvious, but of course you also eliminate suspects.
目上への口の利き方に気をつけたまえ。いいかね。現状我々は容疑者を絞り込む確実な手段を2つしか持たんのだよ。
Watch your words when talking to your superiors. Listen, for now we only have two surefire ways to get rid of
安
suspects.
永君ならわかるんじゃないかね。
Surely you understand, Yasunaga-kun.
ええ。蛇による信託と
Yes, the snake's power.
殺して母数自体を減らすってことでしょ。それは分かってるけども、受け入れられると思ってるんですか？
Or killing someone and lowering the total number, huh? I know that, but do you really think we can all agree on someone?
そんなの無理だわ。殺された人からしたら後でどっちが勝とうが関係ないじゃない。
We can't do that. Do you think the one who gets killed cares which side wins?
だからあえてここで合意をしておく必要があるのだよ。
That's why we need to reach a consensus here.
他の皆が生き残るために自分が死んでも構わないという合意をね。
We need to agree that if the others survive, I don't mind dying. Huh?
それしかねえってのかよ。
Is that seriously all we have?
そう、それしかない。なんとも悪辣ではないかね。山の掟というやつは。
Yes, that's all we have. The laws of the mountain remain merciless.
冗談じゃないわ。他人のためにくくられろって言われて、はいそうですかって納得できるわけない。
What the hell? I'm not just getting hanged for someone else's sake.
ああ、それじゃあ君は狼だ。ということになるが。
Oh, that would make you a wolf, wouldn't it? And here it goes, people. The reason why I think there should be a Mexican standoff right now.
なんです
Why?
安水のために命を懸ける気がない。つまりは安水の敵ってことですか？
You have no intention to put your life on the line for Yasumizu, and that makes you Yasumizu's enemy. Is that what you're saying?
そういうことになるのではないかね。安水の諸君。今こそ団結力が問われるというわけだ。
Am I wrong? People of Yasumizu, this is a test of your unity. And it's also a test to see if you will be the one to go.
おっちゃん調子乗ってんな。
You sure seem to be enjoying
私
yourself.
は上藤吉の人間として、そして剣技の晴れた者として、できる限りのことを進言しているだけだ。口を慎め。
I'm only giving advice as someone from Kami Fujiyoshi, and as one whose suspicions were lifted. Be silent. Well, by how this is going, you could still be the one to suffer, Kiyonosuke. The only thing that's been confirmed so far is your role.
野里清之介さん、あなた、自分が蛇に診断されるまで、このことを黙ってたでしょ。
Kiyonosuke Nosato-san, you were quiet about this until the snake looked into you, right?
何を言い出す？
What are you getting at?
昨日の時点であなた気づいてたんでしょ。死んでも文句言わないって、同意を持って団結する必要があるって。
You already knew we had to be unified and accept death if it was necessary, didn't you? She's got a good point right here.
でもそれを表明することで、蛇に調べてもらう権利が暴走することも気づいてた。だから黙ってたんですよ。
But you also knew that saying that would have made the snake's power way more popular, so you stayed quiet.
憶測で物を言ってるんじゃない。
That's just an assumption. Sure, you weren't like this until you heard Takumi say he was the snake.
でも確かに疑いが晴れた上藤吉の人間に死んでも文句言うなって言われたって納得できるわけないわ。
She's right though. A Kamifuji-Yoshi guy who's no longer a suspect is telling us to die and be okay with it, as if we can just accept that.
匠になんとか言ってやってよ。
Takumi, you say something too.
言ってることは正しい。
But he's right.
匠に
Takumi ni?
私は賛成します。疑われることもくくられることも
I agree with him. I agree with him as yeah. I agree with him as well. Suspect me, hate me, whatever your decision, I will accept it. But isn't Mako staying with you, so she'll need another home, I would believe, or at least someone looking over her.
リカコさん。
Yeah, Rikako-san.
すでに申し上げました。こうなれば上藤吉も安水も関係ございません。
As I said before, in this situation, Kami Fujiyoshi and Yasumizu are irrelevant.
それに私は勝手な思いですが、心は安水の一員だと思って。
Not to mention, I know it might be impudent of me, but I believe myself to be part of Yasumizu.
ああ、誰かさんと違ってご立派なお心持ちじゃないですかね。
Oh, look at that, a respectable attitude. Something is certain someone here doesn't have.
ただ、この子にそれを求めるのはちょっと。
However, I do think that expecting that of this girl would be a bit much.
みんな、怖い。
You're all scary.
しかし、例外をつけるわけには。
But we have no... Hold on, guys. Okay. Guess my connection with something necessary was taken out. Nothing too big. It just lost connection was always what happened. But let's see, back to this. But we have no choice. There can be no exceptions.
なら、この子をくくる必要があるならば、
Then if you decide...
共になりましょう。
Then if you decide to hang her, I shall go with her.
それはダメですよ。流して良い血は一日に一人だ。
What? You mustn't. We only need the blood of one per day.
私が勝手に死ねばよいのです。汚れは咎を犯した者に来る。死んでいればもう関係ありません。
I just have to die for, hey, of my own volition. The corruption comes only for the sinner. If I'm already dead, then it no longer matters.
そんな。
But
見苦しいぜ、キヨ。仕切るならしっかりしやがれ。植松の姉ちゃんな。
you're being a pain, Kyo. If you're gonna lead, do it right. Inuimatsu. Yes?
あんまり軽率なこと言ってんじゃねえぞ。悪いがあんたも、俺らを締め付けてる三藤吉の強者どもの一人に他ならぬ。
Think about what you're saying. Sorry, but you're ahead of Kami Fujiyoshi, one of our oppressors.
匠、植松様に無礼は。
Takumi, don't be rude to Uematsu-sama.
こうやってばあちゃんたちがビクビクする羽目になったのも、あんたのお仲間のせいだぞ。仲間面されても困るんだ。
See, you people are the reason why Bacha and got so scared. Don't act like you're one of us.
申し開きも
My sincerest apologies.
第一、あんたが休みずにいる理由も不明。正直俺は、こんなことになったのを誰かのせいにしたくてたまらねえ。
And why are you and Yasumizu anyway? Honestly, I'm inclined to just start leveling accusations at this point.
匠に、まさかこれが全部上藤吉の人間の仕業だっていうの？
Takumi ni, are you saying all this is Kami Fujiyoshi's doing?
全部かは知らねえ。
Who knows, maybe not all of it.
ただ、上藤吉の人間が俺らを常日頃ここに閉じ込めようとしてるのは、奴らが何かを知ってるってことだ。
But their efforts to keep us here show that they know something is up, don't they?
少なくとも宴なんて昔話で、狼様は人間の味方だ なんて連中の物言いは嘘っぱちだってことだ。
At the very least, I can't really blame some guys who think the feast is an old wives' tale and that the wolves are really on the human side.
連中は霧が立てば安水の人間が死ぬと知ってたんだ。財産や家柄だけじゃねえ。連中は命にまで差をつけてやがったんだ。
They knew that the people of Yasumizu would die if the mist came. They'd deprive us of not only our prosperity, but even our lives.
バカな。上藤吉の長者が聖人君子とは言わんが、少なくとも才覚と品格に満ちた真っ当な家々だ。
Slander, I won't say the Kami Fujiyoshi. He is a group of saints, but they're a resourceful and dignified people. You're not dignified yourself, and you make me want to punch you in the face, Kiyonosuke.
まともな常識だって持ち合わせている。この科学万能の世の中で宴なんてものを本気で信じてなどいるものか。
Not to mention sensible, it's the age where science reigns supreme. Of course they don't believe in some old superstition.
だからじゃない？
Isn't that the reason why?
なんだ。何が言いたい？
What do you mean?
清之助さんは藤吉村のそういう秘密を教えてもらってない。
They didn't tell you all the secrets Fujiyoshi had to offer.
そうやって長者はまともって信じて復調する広告塔としての価値しかお家の中で認められてないから。
That's cause your only value to your family is your belief that the family heads are upstanding people and that you don't shut up about it. Huh?
だからこの時期の安水が危険ってことの配慮もなく里帰りの保留先として野里屋敷を強制されたみたいな。
Isn't that why they forced you to stay in the Nasato mansion when you returned despite all the dangers here in Yasumizu?
ふざけるな。私が家に見捨てられたとでも言うのか。
Now you're crossing the line. Are you saying my family abandoned me?
おー、ありえるね。僕ややっすんと同じだ。
Hey, that seems plausible. You're just like Yas and I.
長者のやり方は残酷ですよ。
The heads are cruel.
権力争いの負け組や無能者、あるいは当主の気に入らないといった理由で簡単に安水送りにされる。
Those who lose a struggle for power, those deemed incapable, or simply those who dislike the ones in charge can simply be sent here.
僕らはともかく、母は東北から樋口家に嫁いだっていうのに、父が死んだ途端に叩き出されて。
Our situation is one thing, but Mom, she came here all the way from Tohoku and married into the Higuchi family, but got thrown out the moment Dad died.
なんで別によかった。
I didn't care about
母
that.
さん、ごめん。刺激するつもりは。
Mom, sorry, I didn't mean to.
私にはね、義継とあなたがいればそれだけでよかったのよ、安永。
I was fine as long as I had Yoshisugu and you, Asunaga.
とにかく僕らの命運を彼らがねじ曲げたのは間違いないんです。
Anyway,
匠兄に賛成だな。
there's no doubt that they twisted our fates. I agree with Takamine on that.
残念だったわね。来る羽目になったのがこんなところで。
Too bad you're stuck here too,
安
huh?
水の人が悪いとは言ってないだろ。どうしたんだよ、本当に。
I'm not blaming Yasumizu's people. What's gotten into you?
どうせみんな死ぬのよ。おじいちゃんだって選ぶってたくせに結局簡単に死んじゃったんだから。
We're all gonna die anyway. Oji-chan was acting all tough, but even he died so easily.
やってられないわよ。どうしてあの時ほっといてくれなかったのよ。
I can't take this. Why didn't you just leave me there?
あの時はそんな感じじゃなかったのにどうしたのさ。
You weren't like this back then. What's wrong?
嫌なのよ。
I've just had enough.
悲しいの。
How sad.
したんですか？
What's wrong?
狼が来たら誰もが鬼になりよる。
When wolves come, everyone becomes demons.
だからこそ読み人をくくらねば。
That they do. That's why we need to hang the Yomibito.
もうわけわかんねえな。まあいい。事実として上藤吉の連中は俺らを助けてくれはしねえさ。
Ugh, what a mess. Whatever, at least we know that Kami Fujiyoshi's people won't come and save us.
崩れちゃってたしね。
The road was blocked.
それもあるしな。で、そんな中、キヨは逆に信用していいと俺は思う。
That's one reason
君
anyway.
が言った通りだ。
That's one reason anyway. I do think we should trust Kyo now. My reason's the same as
あ
Jamie's.
らら、お気の毒。
Oh dear, how sad.
勝手に何でも妄想するがいい。
Think what you want.
だから、誰かをくくる段になったら、植松のは一番くくりやすいんだ。首相にしてると本気で死ぬぞ。
Anyway, when we have to hang someone, Uematsu is the easiest target. Keep that acting like that and you'll be dead in no time.
ではどうすれば。
Then what should I?
誠実に知ってることを喋れ。とにかく黙ってるのだけは最悪。丸投げもダメ。そうだろ、キヨ。
Just be honest and tell us what you know. Keeping quiet is the worst and letting others take care of it won't do either, right, Kyo?
もうそのまま君が宴を進めてはどうかね、ムロ。
Why not just take control of the feast, Muro?
おやすさんの真似をしてみただけだ。ガラでも。あとは任せた。
I just tried acting like the old man. That ain't me. I'll leave the rest up to you.
私から提示することはごくわずかだ。
I don't have much left to
これか
say.
ら多数決を取り、最も多く票を獲得したものをくくる。
Let's just hold a vote and hang whoever ends up being picked.
それは乱暴だって。
I'm telling you, that's too reckless.
何らかの申し開きができるものはそうすればよい。自分が死ぬべきでないと価値を立証できるような場合は特技だ。
Of course, you are free to argue your case, especially if you can prove you're more valuable alive.
しかしながら、自分は人間だ、だの、死にたくないだのは不要だ。そんなもの、誰だって同じなのだから。
However, I don't want to hear any I'm human or I don't want to die non-arguments. Everyone would say that.
選ばれた者は潔く諦め、残りの者に休みずの運命を託して神命を投げ出す。
The chosen one gives up and gives his life, leaving the fate of Yas, Umizu to the rest of us.
釣り松でくくりますかね。
We'll hang at the hang pine? Ah, so that's what's gonna happen, huh?
それで差し支えんと思いますがね。
That should do the job.
投票方法はどうするんです？
How do we vote?
上座の者から順に指名していく。短いインタビューを行ってもよろしい。
We'll start with the elders. You can have brief interviews too.
最終的に投票者が決まったら、私が手元の手帳に記録しておこう。
When the voter decides, I'll record it in my notepad.
記名投票？ありえない。対面で誰かに死ねっていうみたいな真似できるわけないでしょうに。
It's not anonymous? No way. We'll basically be telling people to die straight to their faces.
芹沢のイチャモンに付き合う余裕もなくなってきた。この辺りで進めさせてもらおう。
I've had enough of Rizawa's nitpicking. I'm starting. And actually, I do see your point there. That is a bit of a problem, because if it's not anonymous and they don't pick out the wolf, or wolves in this case, then they could target the person that just voted for them. But yeah, I've had enough of Serizawa's nitpicking. I'm starting.
こちらのお名前は
So what's your name? What's your name?
なんだ？
That's the old guy.
狼じじいだ。
The old man who cried wolf.
おじいさんは、あたしが若い頃からおじいさんでしたよ。
He's been old when I was still young. He's been old while you were young? That's kind of a bit crazy. Like, a lot of places in Japan, I know that they have a lot of people that live quite a long time. Don't really buy the blue zone kind of living, but they do live quite a long time and in terms of Asian women, they've got a reputation for looking young for a long time, but this is quite telling. He's still alive and you'd expect him to have killed over by now.
ご老人、私の言ったことは理解されますかね？
Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
では、この中の誰が狼だと思われますか？
Which one of us do you think is a wolf? Me? Why?
狼、怖い怖い。
Wolf, scary.
では、芹沢千恵美さんが1票と。
One vote for Jamie Serizawa.
待って、本気でこんないい加減な決め方で人を殺すつもり？
Hold on, are we seriously deciding who to kill like this?
仕方ないだろう。ご老人だって宴の参加者だ。発言権を奪うわけにはいかんだろう。
We have no choice. He's a participant too. We can't deny his right to vote, can we?
姉ちゃん、なんとか言ってよ。
Takamine-chan, say something.
安永、お前どう思う？
Yasunaga, what do you think?
様子を見ます。
I'll wait and see. Same here.
ちょっと、そんな。
Wait, are you really?
じゃあ、あたしだね。あたしもちーちゃんに入れようかしら。
So now it's me. I think I should vote for Chi-chan too. They're ganging up on her because she's talking too much, huh? And having so many nitpicks. It's a bit understandable, but a lot of her arguments were kind of valid, at least in my mind.
なんで？タイばあちゃん。
Why, Taba-chan?
悪いね。実はあんまりわからんのよ。じゃが、ちーちゃんがずっと怒っとるのが、ちょっと変に思えてね。
I'm sorry, I just don't know, but it's strange how you're so mad about everything here.
他の皆が生き残るために自分が死んでも構わない。
If the others survive, I don't mind dying.
そうね。私は同意しないわ。安水のみんなは大事だけど、自分の命だって大事だもの。
Oh, I hear that, but I won't agree. Yasumizu's people are important to me, but so is my life.
それに私は自分が狼じゃないって知ってるし、おとなしく殺される気にはならない。けど、
Not to mention, I know I'm not a wolf, so I'm not just gonna roll over and die. Sure, Jamie. That's something along the lines of what a guilty party would say a lot until they're cornered. Like, you could be telling the truth, but you're definitely crossing the line of suspicion here.
いいわ。そのルールに乗る。このままだとそれだけで殺されそうだし、他に方法もないのは確か。
Sure, I'll follow the rules. If I keep this up, I'll just get killed. Not to mention, we don't have any better
なあ、
options.
タイばあちゃん。ちえみはおとなしくなるよ。投票先変えない？
You're taught. Hey, but Chen, I've calmed down. Can you change your vote? You're really acting suspicious here, Jamie. Why do you want her to change her vote from you?
どうしようかね。
Should I?
じゃあいいや。さっきはちえみは怪しかったもんね。
You know what? Fine. It was my own fault for acting weird.
よろしいかね。ではムロの番だ。
Are you done, Muro? It's your
俺
turn.
はメイコに投票する。
I'm voting for Mako. What? Going for the child already? Ah,
組姉ちゃん
Takumi Ni-chan. You.
理由を言う必要はある。いくら子供でも親の名前どころか素性も言えないのはどこまでも奇妙だから。
Do I even need to give a reason? I know she's a kid, but we basically know nothing about her. It's just way too weird. But you can also use one of your knights to find out what role she's in, too.
伝説がどこまで本当かは知らねえが、奇妙なもんが皿長から上がってくるなら、同じ着方をした奴を怪しむのは当然だ。
I don't know how true the legends are, but if something fishy comes from Saranaga, it's only fair to think she's fishy too.
匠にそんな話が通るならこんな面倒な宴が成立する必要なんてなかったんじゃないのかな。
Takumini, if that was how it worked, what would be the point of this bothersome feast?
僕もそういう決め方ができる気はしないんだけどな。
I don't think we should decide based on that either.
皿長から来なくったって素性不明の怪しさは何も変わらねえよ。逆に考えてみろ。もし子供が狼だったとして、
Even if she didn't come from Saranaga, we still don't know who or what she is. Think about it this way. What if this little girl really was a wolf? Yeah, but again, why don't you use your powers as a snake to find out her role?
今のお前らみたいに子供だからかわいそうって理由で対処しなきゃそのまま全滅するんだぜ。分かってんのか？
If we all just ignored her cause she's just a kid, she'd kill us all. Do you get that?
くーん。
Ugh.
ムロもそれなりに考えているということだな。では、オリベ夫人。
Looks like you're thinking too, Muro. Next, Madame Oribe.
牧島春さんに
Haru Makishima-san. Mom,
なんで
why me?
逆に言ってごらんなさいな。どうして今日逃げたりなんてしたのか。
Why not? Tell me. Then why did you try to run away today?
おじいさんを殺して義継を殺して気まずくなったからじゃないの。
You were feeling guilty over killing your grandfather and Yoshisugu, weren't you? Why would that be an issue here? You can only kill one person for the feast. And obviously her grandfather was killed as part of that. Because he was done in by human hands. So if she had killed both of them, then she would have faced the corruption.
違います。
No, that's not it.
ああ言ってごらんなさい。
Then why?
怖かったから。こんなとこにいたくなかったから。
Because I was scared. I didn't want to stay here.
嘘をおっしゃい。
Lies.
香織さんやめろ。
Kaori-san, stop.
あいつが死んでみんなつれえんだ。俺だってそうだ。春だってそうだよ。
His death hurt all of us, even me and Haru.
みんなつれえんだ。
All of us hurt.
オリベさんは結局投票先をどうするのかね。
Oribe-san, what will you do with your vote?
では牧島春のままとしよう。次に私だが。
Haru Makishima, it is. I'm next, and
私は本名不詳のご老人に。
I'm voting for the nameless old man. Huh? Huh?
どういう理由で？
But why?
先ほどの応答で分かった。彼は理性的な判断を行っていない。 宴には不要だ。
That last exchange made me realize he's not rational. We don't need someone like that around.
そんな一方的な。
That's so unfair.
自然に狼が来るなどと吹聴していた。疑うに十分な事実も一方的というかね。
He regularly said that the wolves are coming even before all this happened. That's more than enough to find him suspicious. Still unfair? That just shows that he's likely senile. Not that he's guilty, and plus in a lot of these stories, the crazy old man usually knows a thing or two about the truth, even though he's just speaking crazy.
私は彼が完全に狂っているか、あるいは何かを知っていると見る。
I think he's either completely insane or secretly knows something.
考えなかったかね。ヤスミスでは過去にも宴は行われているはずなのだ。老人であればそれを体験しているはず。
Have you ever considered that there were feasts before this one? He should have been around for at least one.
私はないですよ。70なるまで生きて一度も。
But I haven't, and I'm over 70.
でも彼ならあり得るのでしょう。あなたよりも年上だというのですから。
But he could have. No, he's older than you after
彼は
all.
何かを知っていて、地方のためにうまく言えないのかもしれないし、悪意的にごまかしているのかもしれない。
He could know something, but might be unable to say it because of senility, or might be hiding it out of
そう
malice.
投じることで情報を引き出せるかもしれない。そうでなければ彼に価値はない。
With this vote, I might be able to get info out of him. If not, he's worthless.
この場における価値のあるなし、そんな理由で人を作るのは
Worthless? Is it true? Worthless? Is it truly right to hang people based on whether they have worth at that particular moment?
そうおっしゃいますな。これを進めれば明日にはもう一つ手が進められるのです。
You say that, but if we continue, we will make more progress
どういう
tomorrow.
ことでしょうか。
What do you mean?
今日、室にまた一人、過去によって素性を調べさせれば、素性の知れた者はもう一人増える。
Today, Moro will use his power to investigate someone. We'll know the truth about another person. Of course we will, or he might just die tonight.
雲は引き続き室を守る。これを繰り返せば、たとえ全部外しても3回で全員の素性が知れる。
The spider will once again protect Moro by repeating this. It'll only take 3 times to know who's a wolf and who's not, even if we guess wrong. Well, that's a safe assumption to make since they don't know who the spider is. But also, it could be possible that the spider's already dead and the wolves know it. After all, they did lose one person, so I don't get what's gonna go on. Maybe we'll learn something if we really do learn who the monkeys are in this feast, though.
そうなるの？
Really?
一日に一人くくって、一人狼にやられて、一人ヘビで明らかになるなら。
In one day, we'll hang someone, someone will get killed by the wolves, and the snake will reveal another person.
一日に3人正体が明らかになる。今、匠兄ちゃんと野里さんの他11人が人か狼か不明だから。
We'll find out about 3 people in one day, since all the 11 besides Takumi-chan and Sato-san are unknown.
4回か？
It'll take 3 or 4 times. Okay, so those 2 are the ones as the exceptions. Alright. It'll take 3 or 4 times.
そういうことだ。
Exactly.
くくるのを選ぶのは3回だけでいい。
we'll only have to hang 3 people at most.
それならばあえて親しいものを率先してくくらずとも縁の薄いものから先に安水のために立ってもらえればいい。
With that in mind, if you don't want to hang those close to you, you should start with those who aren't. It's for the good of Yasumizu.
そんなこと。
Now listen here.
私は最大多数の最大幸福を論じているつもりなのだがね、ムロ。
I'm arguing to maximize the happiness of the majority, Muro.
野里さん、本気で言ってるんですか？
Nosato-san, are you serious? What?
知恵ねえの計算は狼が蛇で調べられていない人間ばかりを馬鹿正直に狙った場合の話でしょう。
GNA is math only works out if the wolves only kill people the snake hasn't checked.
狼が前日に正体が確定した相手ばかり殺しにかかったらどうするんです？
What if they
あなたを。
What if they only went after those whose identities were already confirmed? For example, what if they went for you tonight?
そんないい加減な計算をもとにいい加減な投票をさせようって考えには
I don't think
賛同できないです。
I don't think I can agree with voting based on such a flawed conclusion.
それにしたって君は身内を殺すことを軽く見てはないか。
Don't you think you're being too easy on the idea of killing your own?
僕はだから身内を殺せるなんて一言も言ってない。
I haven't said anything about killing my own. I'd never say that. Oh man.
まあ少々間違いがあったかもしれんが投票はもう進んでいる。あとは各々の判断に委ねよう。
Well, there were some mistakes there, but we're already voting. I'm leaving your decisions to you.
次は植松里香子さんではないのか。
Next up is Rikaku Uematsu-san, right?
席順から言えば僕ですね。困ったな。判断材料が少ない。
Going by seeing where I'm next. How troubling. I don't have enough info to go on.
なんでそんなに冷静なの？
Why are you so
冷
calm?
静でないと間違ったことが起きるからだ。
I'll make a mistake otherwise.
はるちゃんも母さんも落ち着いてくれ。頼む。
That's why you and mom should calm down, please.
僕は
I.
ヤス君、ちょっと待って。
Yes, hold on,
こんな時
Yasu-kun.
で悪いんだけど、一つ思いついたことがあるの。
Sorry to cut you off, but I just had an idea.
Nani?
What?
猿って名乗り出てもいいんじゃない？
Can the monkeys reveal
なぜ
themselves?
そんなことを言う。カゴ持ちは名乗り出ない方がいいと安永君も牧島王も言っていただろう。
Why would they? Yasunaga-kun and Sir Makishima said it'd be best if they don't present themselves. But as far as we know, the monkeys don't have any power other than being able to identify each other. So, what is the point of them revealing themselves or not?
いや、私もそうやって何も考えずにいたんだけど、じゃあ猿って何の役に立つの？
Well, I was thinking the same thing at first, but what's the point of the monkeys
お
then?
互いのことがわかるだけなんでしょ？最初にそれが知れるだけで、その後何かがわかるわけじゃない。
They just know who the other monkey is, right? It's not like they get any new info later.
そうだね。使い道って言ったら蛇を語るやつを引っ掛けられるくらいだね。
That's true. The only use I can think of for them is catching fake snakes. Fake snakes? Like, I know I've been stating the possibility of fake snakes every time ever since Takumi said he was one, but I'm having a hard time grasping of how the monkeys knowing each other can catch a fake one, a fake snake. We'll probably see the reasoning here. though.
だけど考えてみれば猿は互いに証明できるんだから。
But they can confirm who the other monkey
あ
is.
る意味で蛇に調べられたのと同じくらい狼じゃないって信頼できるわけでしょ。
So they can be confirmed as non-wolves just as easily as those investigated by the snake, right? Well, that is a point there.
嘘ついた奴がいたら
What if they lie? They could be lying, just like you could be lying right now, Takumi.
リスクが高すぎる。
Lying would be too risky.
例えば私は猿じゃないけど、はい私猿です。さあ匠兄はどうする？
For example, I'm not a monkey, but if I went, hello, I'm a monkey, what would you do?
もう一人が誰か言ってみろ
I'd say, tell me who the other one is.
そう。でも誰も言えない。嘘だから。それでも例えば、はい、モッチーです。そういうこと。
Exactly, but I couldn't say it because I'd be lying now. For example, if I said, alright, it's Mochi
な
then.
んでわかったんだ
How did you
い
know?
や、冗談はいいから。まあ、証明できないわけだよね。
Don't joke around. Well, I can't prove it, can I?
なるほどだが相手が乗った場合は猿になれば安全になれると思って
I see, but what if he played along because he thought being a monkey would make him safe?
本物の猿に名乗り出てもらって、その4人からくくっていく。
The real monkeys would call him out, and then we'd hang all four, or one after another to be sure.
それは
That's
嘘をついてまで生き残ろうとするのは狼。その原則ならば、そうするのが正しい。よね、野里さん。
the rule of thumb is that only wolves should try to lie to survive, so that's the right thing to do, isn't it, Nasato-san?
確かにそうだ。その方針をきちんと立ててさえいれば、あえて猿を語ろうとする者はいなくなるだろう。
That's true. Once you clarify that, what would happen, you shouldn't get anyone pretending to be a monkey.
そうか人にとっても狼にとっても危険すぎてやる価値がないのか
I see, it's too dangerous for both humans and wolves. It's just not worth it.
わからない人いる？
Does everyone understand?
いないみたいだね。なら名乗り出てくれないかな。これで2人容疑から外せるから。
Looks like it. Then please name yourselves. We'll lose 2 suspects.
はーい
Right here. So he really was one, huh? That would be fun. That is kind of funny.
何？もっち。
What is it,
い
Mochi?
や僕が猿なんだ
I'm saying that I'm a monkey.
の続きじゃなくて？
You're not just dragging out the joke?
イエス僕は猿だ
Yes, yep, I'm a
じ
monkey.
ゃあさっき言った通りだもう一人は誰だったんだ
So like we agreed, who's the other monkey?
メイコちゃんだ
Mako-chan. Huh?
メイコちゃんそうなの
Mako-chan, is that true? What?
あのね昨日の日に起きたらお腹になんかなかった
When you woke up, was there something on your stomach? There was it's a monkey. So that is how they do it. So right there, the animal symbol does mark their role. So that's a good thing to know.
知ってるんだその模様のこと
She knows the symbols?
信頼モーデと一緒に教えて遊ばせていました
Yes, I taught them to her alongside prayer to Shinai.
他に猿だって人。
We have any other monkeys? There should only be 2.
いないっぽい？じゃあ確定じゃん。
Doesn't look like it, that confirms it.
そっかじゃあ間違いないのか
I see, so they really are monkeys.
じゃあ俺の投票は無駄だっつうのか。
Crap, so I wasted my
や
vote.
り直してもいいと思う。
I think he should be given a do-over.
やり方を曲げる気か？
You want to bend the
一度
rules?
投じた票の撤回は不可能とした方がいい。土壇場で嘘をついてリセットとかキリがなくなる。
It's best to make it impossible to retract votes. We'd have too many people trying to change their vote at the last minute.
しゃあねえな。じゃあいい。
Good point, fine.
突然言い出してごめんね。次、ヤス君に戻る。
Sorry about interrupting. Back to Yasu-kun.
狼じじいに一票入れる。理由は黙っているだけで何もしないのが間接的に狼を利しているから。
I'll vote for the old wolf man. My reason is that I think staying silent, doing nothing indirectly helps the
じ
wolves.
ゃあ次は僕だ。タエバーに100万票。
I'm next. A million votes on Taiba. On Taiba. I don't think you can do a million, but that's kind of funny.
なんちゃって。
What?
一人一票だ。
One vote
じ
each.
ゃあタエバーに1票。知恵姉にいきなり1票入れた。目の付けどころが怪しいもんな。
Then one vote for Taiba. I found it weird how she just voted for Hey out of nowhere.
何言うんかねこの子は。だから若いもんはいい加減でろくでなしで。
What are you saying, boy? That's why you youngins are such good for nothings.
次は確か。
I'm next.
お
Alright.
じいちゃんに1票。
One vote for the old guy. So he's got 2. All the others have just 1, so he's got the most right now.
なんだ結局君もそれか。
So even you went for him?
黙ってて。理由は現状で他に怪しいと思える人がいないってだけ。以上。
Shut up.
はるちゃんの番だね。
Shut up. My reason is that I don't have any better ideas right now. That's it. Haru, Chan's turn.
私は植松さんに入れるわ。あなたがきっと汚れを呼び寄せたんだ。
I'll vote for Uematsu-san. You had to have been the one who brought the
違い
corruption.
ます。私はただ己の役目を果たすために。
No, I am only here to fulfill my role.
とっとと汚れを引き取ってよ。そうしないのはあなたが狼だからでしょ。
Then just do that and take in the corruption. You're not doing that because you're a wolf, aren't you?
様、いい加減にしろ。
Watch your tongue.
力不足で返す言葉もありません。
I cannot disagree. I'm
も
powerless.
こんな連中にかかずらう必要はない。リカコさんの番ですよ。きっとあなたに投じた人が怪しい。
You don't have to humble yourself before these people. It's your turn. The person who voted for you must be suspicious. Listen to this guy.
私は織部安永さんに。
I'll vote for Yasunaga
あ
Oribe-san.
なたは
You.
私は疑っているわけではありません。
I do not find him suspicious, but I just had a thought.
今この場でもし狼様であるのが彼であるなら
There would be no worst possible occurrence
この
than
での最悪だと。
there would be no worst possible occurrence than for he to be a
い
wolf.
ろいろ喋りましたからね。皆さんを騙すためにそうしたって思われても仕方ないかもしれません。
I did say a lot. I can't blame you for thinking I'm just tricking people.
僕は間違ったことは言ってないと思います。
But I don't
そのつもりはない。
But I don't think I said anything wrong. At least I didn't intend to.
植松さんが投票されるのは構いません。意思表示のために投票するのも大事なことだと思いますから。
I don't mind if you vote for me. I believe that votes to express your outlook are important as well.
狼じじい氏が3票でトップか。そこの子供、最後は君だ。
The old wolf man is at the top with 3 votes. You there, child. You're the last one.
わかる？
Mako, do you understand?
誰が狼さんか選ぶの？
I need to choose the wolf.
お
Yes,
姉ちゃん。
her.
私マジですか。
Me? Wait, seriously?
怖い。
You're scary.
私この子の方が怖いよ。
I'm scared of you too.
決選投票だ。芹沢千恵美と狼じじい氏を除く9名で再度投票。
Let's see. Wait, what? We need a final vote. The 9 people besides Jamie, Serizawa, and the old man will vote for one of those 2.
狼が来る。
The wolf is coming.
再度投票の結
The results are in.
果、狼じじい氏7票、芹沢千恵美2票。
Old wolf man, 7 votes. Jamie Serizawa, 2 votes.
とメイコちゃん以外全員じいちゃんじゃん。
Everyone besides Teiba and Mako-chan voted for the wolf guy.
ご老人、よろしいですな。
Shut up, are you ready, sir?
決めたからには全員同罪だ。腹くくれよ。
We all decide this. Every one of us is equally guilty. Better get ready, old man.
じいさん、分かってっか？
Do you understand?
時間が欲しい。
I need time. Huh?
物を片さにゃいかん。
Need to clean up.
身辺整理というわけか。そのくらいは猶予があって叱るべきかと思われるが。
You want to take care of your belongings? I believe we can allow that
逃げる
much.
気じゃないでしょうね。
What if he's planning to escape? Haru-chan.
じゃあ僕がついてく。
Then I'll keep an eye on him. You do that.
では、彼が戻ってき次第、皿長への追い立てを行う。リカコさん、縄はどこへ？
As soon as he returns, we will take him to Saranaga. Rikako-san, where is the rope?
こちらへ。
Right here. It was already evening. As I whiled away the time with some fruitless contemplation, I heard noises outside that brought me back to reality. People were shouting loudly. What's wrong? I opened the window and shouted. It was facing the so I couldn't shout to the settlement directly. They probably didn't hear me since I didn't get a response. What happened? So I shouted even louder.
そこ動くんじゃねえぞ。
Fusaishi, stay where the fuck you are. Huh? Was I about to get punched?
何があったんですか？
What happened? I could only repeat
今
myself.
危ないんです。
It's dangerous right now. It was?
どういうことなんですか？
What do you mean? I didn't get a reply this time. I only heard several voices clamoring. Then I heard someone hurry up the dorm stairs. Who's there? I got no response again. What was happening here? Someone was definitely close. It just made me more tense.
春明さん。
Oh, Haruaki-san.
また知恵見落ちか。
Wow, Chiemi. Yet again, what a twist.
悪いけど今じっとしてて。ひょっとしたらやばいかも。
What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, but you should stay there right now. This might be a really bad... Our voice was cut off by a scream. Though it was more like intense cursing. It was Takumi-san's voice, no doubt about it. Jamie left without saying another word.
開けてよ。
Hold on, open up. I fought the door, but it showed no signs of opening.
だったなら僕も手を貸すってば。
I can help, damn it. Shit. Like hell I was gonna stay out of the loop any longer. Turning around, I went to open the window and decided to try jumping out. Though I was on the second floor, it wasn't too high of a drop. It didn't make my legs a little numb, but so what? I jumped out without any hesitation. I properly bent my knees so I didn't hurt myself at all. Then I ran to the settlement where I'd heard the voices from. I quickly understood the cause of Takumi-san's shouting. They were cries of despair. The reason was somewhere downhill along the way to the graveyard. It was a small grove of low trees with a carpet of leaf mold below. It would have been hard to see even if there was no mist. You could hear running water nearby. I couldn't see where it came from, but it was probably an irrigation channel for the paddy fields. There was a small crowd gathered. I peeked through space between them. There were bodies. Wait, bodies? 2 of them. One was of an old man and the other that of a child. What happened? Because only the old man should have died. Unless it's the wolves' attack right now. And the other that of a child, huh? Though their appearances were vastly different, each was in a similar state. They lay on the ground with their hands over their stomachs, utterly still and covered in blood. These were the corpses of the old man who cried wolf and Chikamochi Kamishita. Okay, so since it's evening, we know the old man died because of the boat. So maybe Kamishita was killed by the wolf. And that's why there's 2. But who knows why that is the case and why he'd be down there with them, because I thought the old man was hung. Why? What happened? Usaishi, weren't you in the dorm?
さっきまでいました。
I was until now. Bullshit, you're the one who did this, aren't you?
違いますよ。本当にさっきまで寮の部屋にいたんです。ちえみちゃんと話だってした。
No, I'm not. I just came out of the dorm. I even talked to Amy-chan.
春明さんじゃないよ、匠兄ちゃん。
Yeah, it's not Haruaki-san, Takumi-chan. Then who did this?
そんなことより手当ては。
Forget that. We need to treat. There's no point. Don't touch them. What?
手当てをすれば間に合うかもしれない。
We might still make it.
血はすっかり全部抜けてやがる。腹かっさばかれて腹渡も出てやがる。
They've lost all their blood. Their stomachs are open and their guts are all over.
どんな手当てすりゃ生き返るってんだ。言ってみやがれ。あ？
What kind of treatment can bring them back, huh? You know one, go on, then say it. There's nothing I could say in response. There were 5 of us on the scene. Jamie Seizawa, Takumi Moromi, as well as Yasunaga Oribe, who is vomiting on a nearby bush, and Rikako Uematsu, who is watching the remains from a distance. Most were proactive, and I could see why they were here, but Rikako Uematsu felt a bit out of place. But then I remembered that we were already pretty short-handed. What happened? Who did this, damn it? Look here. She pointed to the old guy's clothes. There were gatherings of fur all over his garment. A werewolf? If that was the culprit, then this was the work of the corruption. Was that what she was saying? No. This was completely different from how the others had died. The fur proved a little.
傷を見せてください。
Let me see the wound.
触るなっつってんだろ。
I told you not to touch
明
it,
らかにこれまでと違う。
but this is completely
そ
different.
んなことを言うな。これまで何も分からずじまいだったくせに。
Quit acting like you know shit. You never find anything. You never find out anything.
そうやって見ることをやめてしまえば、わかるものもわからなくなる。
But if we stop trying to look, we won't understand anything at all.
じらじらしいんだよ、よそ者。
Quit the act,
お
outsider.
兄ちゃん落ち着いてよ。
Takumi Ni-chan, calm
うる
down.
せえ。こいつが来てから全部おかしくなったんだ。こいつがいなけりゃ。
Shut up, everything went to hell when he got here. If he didn't come here, none of this. You don't know that, Takumi. It felt like he was about to grab me. I could clearly see the intense emotion whirling in his eyes. I thought I could get him to trust me, but now he's back to square one.
どうしてだよ。
Mochi, why?
どうして。
Why again? Yasunaga Oribe calmed down a bit and faced the remains of his dear friend. His voice was shaking. The expression on the corpse was eerily pale and emotionless. Even a look of agony was absent. It almost looked like he was smiling. Did his face muscles simply go limp?
これは、汚れじゃない。
This isn't the corruption.
どうしてわかる？
How do you know?
どいてくれれば証明できる。
I'll prove it if you let me pass. He glared at me with immense hatred before letting me
きつい
through.
人は見ない方がいい。
Look away if you can't stomach this kind of thing. I walked up to the old guy's corpse. He looked as distant as always, but the lack of blood flowing in his face simply made his appearance even more creepy. I avoided looking at it while I grabbed his back and rolled him onto it. With a wet sound, entrails spilled from the wound in his stomach. Ugh. Ugh.
なんて。
How horrid.
みんな無理するな。匠さん、あなたは見てください。
Don't force yourselves, people, except you, Takumi-san. Look. The stomach was clearly torn open by a
これは
blade.
超自然的な天罰や何かじゃない。人間が道具を使って作った傷だ。
This isn't some supernatural punishment. It was caused by a person wielding a
そ
weapon.
して凶器が見つからない以上、誰かが意図的に持ち去ったか、隠したかしか考えられない。
And since there's no weapon nearby, it means that someone intentionally removed it from the scene.
それをやった誰かが休みずにいて、凶器もどこかに隠されてるってのか。
So Yasumizu has someone who's both armed and capable of an act like
宴
this?
の開始から今に至るまでの流れを詳しく説明してください。
Please give me the details of what happened during the feast. What led to this? With several people here to tell me, I ended up with a decent grasp of how today's feast went. Kiyonosuke Shi had suggested they choose who to kill by vote. The wolf guy and Amy ended up with the same amount of votes, resulting in a tiebreaker vote. Most ended up voting for the wolf guy, sentencing him to death. He said he'd wanted to take care of some things, so he and Kamoshida went out, while the rest stayed where they
本
were.
当に、その二人以外は外に出なかったんですか？
Were they really the ones who left?
間違いねえよ。一応は宴はまだ続いてた。ジジイと近持ちが出たのが特別だったんだ。
Yeah, the feast was still going on at that point. Them leaving was an
二
exception.
人は戻ってくる予定だった。その後宴が再開される予定だった。
You expected them to come. You expected them to come back and resume the feast? What would you have done then?
それはよその方にはちょっと。
That isn't something we can tell an outsider.
いいでしょう。しかし二人はずっと戻ってこなかった。
Alright, but anyway, they didn't come back. How long did you wait for them?
1時間は経ってなかったろう。
No more than an hour.
その後、 遅いから心配だってことで僕らが探しに出て、
We started to worry and went
10分
out.
もしないうちに
We started to worry and went out to search. Found them in less than 10 minutes. So the culprit was one of those not present. Chiemi, Takumi-san Yasunaga-kun, and then Rikako Uematsu. The five in the hall, Satoshi, Kaori-san, Mako, Haru-chan, and Tai-san simply couldn't be responsible.
数分で2人を殺害し、返り血などで汚れた服を着替え、再び戻って捜索しているふりをする。
So someone killed the two, changed into some clean clothing, and came back to pretend to keep
不
searching?
可能よそんなの。
That's
捜
impossible.
索中、互いの姿は
Did you see each other while searching?
見ていません。離れて探していましたから。
No, we split up to cover more ground.
歩道に戻りましょ
Let's return to the hall. We then went to the hall. Kiyonosuke Shi kept watch and confirmed that no one besides the victims and the search party had left the building. That limited the potential murderers to search the party to the search party and I asserted that I was still in the room when it all happened and they believed me for now. Though Takumi-san continued to suspect that I used some sort of trick to escape and commit the murders. Well, that was fair considering everyone else was with them, but I knew I wasn't the culprit. That left only one
う。
possibility.
お堂を出てすぐに死んだ。その後、誰かが凶器を持ち去った。
They died right after they left the hall, then someone removed the weapon.
結局お前しか考えられねえってわけだ。
And you're still the only one who could have done it.
私が部屋にいるの聞いたって言ってるじゃん。
I'm telling you, I heard him in his
そこに
room.
ついては、僕は無実を主張し続けます。である以上、僕は、二人の死因は他にあると言うしかない。
I'll say it as much as I have to. I'm innocent, and since I am, something else had to be responsible for their deaths.
さっきから慎重に殺人と言ってませんね。
I see you're avoiding using the word
気
murder.
づいた？そう。今のところ、自殺や病死、毒殺の後、死体損壊や凶器持ち去りが行われた可能性はある。
You noticed? I am. As it stands, this could be suicide, death by illness, or poison followed by desecration of corpses and removal of the
そん
weapon.
なことをして我々に何の得がある？それより芹沢時様が共犯だとなれば、話は極めて簡単ではないかね。
How would doing something like that benefit us? If you ask me, things become much simpler if we assume you and Serizawa are partners in crime, don't you
すい
think?
ませんが、僕にだって得はありませんよ。
I don't know, but doing that wouldn't benefit me either.
どうだか。本当はお前たち、以前から知り合いだったんじゃないのか？
Really? Tell me, is there any proof you didn't know each other before this?
違いますけど。だったとしてどうだって言うんですか？
We didn't, obviously, but what does that have to do with
気
anything?
の悪い昔話を住人が信じているのをいいことに、化け物のふりをして殺人を楽しみに来た。
The people here believe in eerie legend. He could have come here to take advantage of that and pretend to be monsters to murder them for your
やめ
enjoyment.
てください。言っていいことと悪いことがあるでしょ。
Please stop, there are some lines you shouldn't cross.
はい、あんた方。
Stop this, all of you. Tai Yamawaki-san walked out of the hall. I could see Haru Makishima, Mako, and Kaori Oribe behind her. That made a total of 10 survivors, 9 if you excluded me, who hadn't participated in the
誰
feast.
が近持ちとおじいさんを殺しても、それは掟に反して行われたこと。
Whoever killed Chikamochi and the Elder, they went against the laws.
神内様は必ず になるわよ。
Shinai-sama will subject them to the corruption. She put her hands together in prayer and faced the peak of Mount Shinai at the opposite side of Saranaga. Strangely enough, that was enough for everyone to fall silent. Rikaku Uematsu joined in and Mako copied her. This was the settlement's way of solving things. They gave up on discourse and just left it all in the hands of a higher power.
ばあちゃん、今日はどうする？
Bachan, what do we do now?
もう一人分の血は流れとる。おじいさんも死んでしもうたことじゃ。宴はしまいにして片しよう。
One has already spilt blood for the day. The elder has died. Let's end the feast for the day and clean up.
わかった。安永、手伝え。
Alright, Yasunaga, help out.
僕が
I can.
お前はおとなしくしてろ。
You just sit still. The situation was only getting worse. Soon after that, it was time to shelter, so everyone retreated to their houses. Takumi-san had entered my room and boarded my window completely shut.
てめえが犯人じゃないなら、完全に塞いでも何かが起きるはずだ。
If you're not the culprit, something's gonna happen even if you're locked in. His words were harsh, but there was a hint of composure. He might have actually believed that I wasn't the one who did it, or maybe he found peace in the idea that the mountain would punish the culprit. Or perhaps he just believed it was the work of something supernatural. Whatever the case, he is dwelling less and less on the matter. Was the wolf a guy wolf? I had no idea whether that was plausible. Assuming he wasn't, 2 of the remaining 9 were wolves. With Kiyanosuke Shi being a confirmed human, Takumi-san being the snake, and Mako being a monkey, there were a whole 6 suspects. Thanks to my advice, Yaemi suggested the monkeys revealed themselves, and they turned out to be Chikamochi, Kamoshida, and Mako. Though Mochi had just died, there was a heavy blow. Him being a confirmed non-wolf was one reason, but more than that, he was one of the few people here who actually talked to me without restraint. He was somewhat of an oddity compared to the rest of the people here, but I did find him to be a fun guy. I'd like to get back at whatever injustice had stolen his life. Clearing my head, I resumed thinking. Since he was acting suspicious today, Takumi-san would investigate. No, since she was acting suspicious today, Takumi-san... Hey, Justice. Nice to see you around. How are you doing? And did you see today's question of the day? Let's see. Since she was acting suspicious today, Takumi-san would investigate Haru-chan. Tomorrow we'd have only 5 suspects. That'd give them decent chances of picking out the 2 wolves. It seemed to me like it wouldn't be that hard to find the murderers, who would surely be shaken by what they had done. And then the outed wolf not wanting to die alone would reveal their partner. That was the optimistic way to look at it. From a pessimistic standpoint, though, the situation was absolutely terrible. 4 people had died today in a normal feast of the Yomi Purge. It had to be 1 per day, 1 per night. This was double that. If things hadn't gone so well in the forest, even Haru Makishima might have died, not to mention the dreadful state Kaori Oribe was in. I was told their relationship had gotten worse. Kaori-san was in no state to prepare food, so it was likely that no one had eaten anything today. I'm I'm doing good. I got some interesting news recently. I mentioned it a couple times already on stream, but I had ordered a Blu-ray, like for pre-order, but I had ordered a Blu-ray set back in June that I was expecting to come this month. And then, annoyingly, sometime after that, I got an email saying, it's not coming until December, sorry. And then I got another email saying, hey, it's coming this month. Anyway, sorry about that. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why did it get scheduled out for December release and then put back into this month? It's just kind of funny, but either way, I'm just happy if I can get it. And as for the dessert question, that was kind of a bit of a toughie for me too. I kind of like Butterfingers, but I also like apple pie, but I kind of leaned towards apple pie when I initially answered that question. But other than that, I'm doing good and just enjoying this. Yeah, definitely. But hey, as long as I get the Blu-ray, things are okay. That's all I care about. Let's see. Kaori-san was in no state to prepare food, so it's likely that no one had eaten anything today. But I will likely find out if I get the Blu-ray in a couple of days, because the release date and such isn't too far off. It's like a week out, no, at most. So yeah, as long as I get the Blu-ray, it doesn't matter. Let's see. The hunger would only worsen everyone's morale. It was best for them to prioritize getting a proper meal. Well, tomorrow. That's understandable. But just remember, take your time with these things and don't rush it. 'Cause you'll get where you want to be eventually. Even so, there was no guarantee we wouldn't get any more irregular deaths. For example, someone at their wit's end could attack a wolf suspect despite the threat of the corruption. If they ended up losing more humans while the number of wolves stayed the same, the humans would be done for either tomorrow or the day after. Alright, guys, feel like I need a break for at least a drink, maybe the bathroom, but definitely drink. So I'm gonna take that break right now. I know you've answered today's question today already, Justice, but if anyone else hasn't, feel free to do so. If you don't see today's question of the day, the command in the title of the stream while I'm live should bring it up, and I will check that when I get back. With that, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me check on chat and then we can continue. Okay, nothing there. And what about over here? Yeah, go. Here. You got into something interesting, huh? Justice? Let's see. Grim, huh? But that does seem like an interesting thing to get into. I'm glad you're liking it. Anyway, let's get back to the game here. Alright. Come on, there we go. Alright. The humans would be done for either tomorrow or the day after. Escape. I'd been entertaining the idea ever since lunch. The path was ruined and I'd had to travel through an undeveloped grove, but I hadn't run into anything supernatural there when searching for Haru-chan. Maybe I could get out as long as I watched where I was going. I also had Sarnaga as another option. Everyone here hated it, but that just made it less likely for me to be caught. Going down a misty rocky cliff was dangerous, but at least it was a one-way road. I just had to be careful I didn't get taken by the currents, and it was definitely better than just staying here and dying. However, perhaps even suggesting that was dangerous. According to Rikako Uematsu, the effects of the corruption were limited to the one who broke the laws, so you could escape them by killing yourself. However, if someone said they wanted to escape the village, the punishment would likely go to both the one attempting it as well as the ones who allowed it. The escape would surely become a hell of an experience then. However, there was an optimistic view of this situation. Something was actually here. Something abnormal was here in Yasumizu, killing and menacing its people using abnormal methods. At the very least, Yoshisuke Oribe, who went to face it, suffered a horrible death. Superstitions weren't baseless, and it was best to look at the situation from that angle. My plan of escape contradicted that. But then, how could I prepare for whatever was to come? The best I could think of was trying to familiarize myself with Fujiyoshi's superstitions. Perhaps I could find some sort of weak point or hint that could lead me to their identity. 5. Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. The action rhyme they did was obviously referring to the Feast of the Yomi Purge. I couldn't remember all the lyrics, but I felt like there was quite a lot of info there. Perhaps there were more hints for the feast in Yasumizu's culture and general area. I felt I had to talk to Rikako Uematsu. She was an adult who seemed more involved in Fujiyoshi's prayers and stuff than most. I needed to arm myself with more info by tomorrow morning. That, along with the proper progression of the feast, were my only ways to survive. About today's feast. They must have decided to hang the wolf guy because they just didn't care about him all that much. Simple as that. Sure, it was important to get rid of the participants who weren't cooperative. However, the fact that we'd lost 6 people, but they still hadn't gone beyond he or she is kind of shady was pretty bad. Yesterday, they wouldn't have hung anyone for such a petty reason. Well, the problem was that they hadn't hung anyone at all so far, but then again, it wouldn't be a good thing to give the impression it was okay to kill people just for seeming shady. This place was regressing back to a feudal, superstitious mental state. If there was something that could stop them from sinking there, it would be an outsider like me. I stilled my resolve and waited for the night to pass. Good evening. I was so startled by the voice on the other side of the door that I momentarily screamed. Well, what time was it? 7? It was it was too early for an attack and too late to walk around. What's wrong with you? Aren't you gonna get punished if you don't sleep?
多分あと1時間くらいは大丈夫だよ。昨日も8時くらいまでは起きてて何もなかったし。
I think another hour is fine. I was awake until 8 yesterday and nothing happened.
正直毎日寝すぎでしてね。寝は足りてる一方で、お腹が空いてどうにもこうにもね。
I've been sleeping too much. Honestly, I'm not tired, but but am really, really hungry. Don't you have your food socks?
香織さんがあんな状況だとみんなで分け合うべきかなって思って手をつけないことにした。
With Kaori-san being well, I decided not to touch it. Might share it with the others.
今日はお腹空かせてるしね。付き合おうかって思って。
We're all hungry today, so I'll just tough it out. How upstanding.
春明さんは食べていいと思うよ。
You should eat, though.
昼のやつ？いや、やめとく。ところで何の用？
What, the stuff from before? No, I'll pass. Why are you here anyway?
気を紛らわせるために。
Can't sleep.
それだけ？
Is that really it?
春明さん、私のこと疑ってる？
Haruaki-san, do you suspect me? No.
なんで？
Why?
猿のことを言ったから、自分でちゃんと理解した上で。
Because you told them about the monkeys knowing full well what it meant.
読み意味の宴は非常によくできたコミュニケーションゲームだ。
The Feast of the Yomi Purge is a well-constructed communication
よくで
game.
きたって？
Well-constructed?
コミュニケーション以外の方法でゲームに勝つことをほとんど封じてるって意味だけど、近持くんも言ってたよ。
I mean, there's no way to win this game beyond communication. Shikamochi-kun thought the same thing.
これに勝つには、人も狼も、コツというか、独自のセオリーを要する。
To win, both the humans and wolves need to have some tricks and individual
猿も
strategies.
その一つだ。何の役に立つか分かりづらいけど、実はいきなり容疑者を2名も減らせるわけだ。
Consider the monkeys. They seem useless at first, but you can use them to easily eliminate 2
これは1
suspects.
日目から可能だから、猿は安全なリーダーになれる。モッチーとメイコには厳しそうだけど。
And this is possible from day one, so they can become reliable leaders, though that be hard for Mochi and Meiko.
そうだね。自由人とお子様じゃな。
Yeah, he was a free spirit and she's a child.
狼はどちらかといえば受け身なセオリーになるんだと思う。
The wolves, on the other hand, have to go on the defensive.
怪しいだけでくくられる状況下ではあくまで怪しまれないことが重要になるわけだが、これは結構難しい。
in a situation when being suspicious is enough to get yourself hanged, it's important not to draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done, though.
黙ってても雄弁でも怪しく見えるときは見えるし。
Yeah, keeping your silence can be just as suspicious as being a blabbermouth.
ただごく初期の段階でも信用と不信を分ける2つの要素がある。
Exactly, but there are two factors that make it easy to gauge trustworthiness right from the very
そ
start.
れが猿のことに関係するの？
Do they have something to do with monkeys?
要は間違った誘導をすることと有用な提言をしないことだ。
Yeah, you have to watch out for those who give bad advice or don't provide useful
間違った
suggestions.
誘導については、例えば間違った計算でみんなを煙に巻いた清之助氏あたりは結構怪しい。
A good example of the former is Kiyonosuke-san's poor planning threw everything into disarray, and that makes him really
でも
suspicious.
彼は人確定でしょ？
But he's confirmed to be
その
human.
通り。まあ匠さんが蛇ってのが嘘じゃないって仮定の上の話だけど。
And finally, it's brought up here. So, right. Well, that's assuming Takumi-san wasn't lying about being the snake. I've been noting this possibility from the very beginning. And it's also why I said that Takumi's either a genius or an idiot. If he was lying about being the snake, he is a genius, and if he's telling the truth, he's an idiot. And so far in this story, we're only led to believe that he was telling the truth with everything that was going on. And here, our main character just threw it right out there. The possibility of Takumi lying by saying, assuming he wasn't lying.
嘘だって可能性あるの？
Then you're saying he could be lying? Well, this is a game of werewolf. High stakes though it may be in some differences, that is a possibility in this kind of game.
ゼロじゃないさ。だって加護を受けたかどうかなんて口ではいくらでも言える。
It's not impossible. After all, anyone can say that they have a guardian.
というか、例えば僕が狼なら何人か殺した後で適当な加護者を名乗って安全な座席を確保するね。
Honestly, if I were a wolf, I'd play low until I killed a few, and then claim to have a guardian to ensure my safety. That is a smart strategy for sure.
なるほど。でも匠兄ちゃんは初日にいきなり名乗ったよ。
I see, but Takumi-chan came out on the first day.
そうなんだよな。自殺行為に近いけど結果雲に守られることを考えれば痛みを伴う有効打だったのかな。
Yeah, that was basically suicidal, but since that allows the spider to protect him, it's like a telling blow that hurt the attacker, I
とにか
think.
く確かにそうなると匠さんと清之助氏は信頼していいと思う。
Anyway, all things considered, I'd say it's safe to trust Takumi-san and Kinosuke-shi.
さらに僕の中では猿の使い方についてちゃんと発信した。君もね。
Personally, I think you're trustworthy too, since you spoke up about the
林さん
monkeys.
もその意図を見抜いて黙ってるのを諦めたのかもよ。
What if I only did it because I saw your game?
おお、それは困るな。
Oh, that'd be bad.
ということは猿のことを教えてくれた時点ではちえみのこと疑ってたってことですよな。
Wait, hold on. Aren't you basically saying you suspected me until I spoke up about the monkey? Well, I wouldn't put it past him because that's a smart thing to do. You only knock people off the list that you can confidently knock off the list of suspects.
あ、気づいた。
Oh, you noticed?
男好感度だ
This goddamn guy, what the hell, man?
信じたかったからカマかけたんだよ。
I did it because I wanted to believe you.
く
Alright, I forgive you then.
と
Woohoo.
いうことは一番怪しいのは誰？
So who's the most suspicious
ハ
one?
ルちゃん、
Haru-chan.
やっぱりか。
Thought so.
さすがにちょっと説明になってないし、2日目で態度が変わった理由も、実の祖父を殺したからで説明できる。
She's not making much sense lately, and you can explain her shift in personality by assuming it's cause she killed her granddad.
あるいは、他の狼の肝臓師を殺す決定に同意できず、誰も信用できなくなったとかね。
Or maybe she couldn't agree with the other wolf on their decision to kill Kanzoshi and stopped trusting anyone.
ああ、確かにありそう。
Oh, that makes sense. You can make up 1,000 reasons like this, though. We couldn't go by just that. They'd say Haru hadn't gathered many votes, but they'd treated her like some kind of pariah, making it clear that everyone suspected her. It was only natural to use the snake to check on her.
彼女はそんなにゲームとか得意じゃなさそうだから、有用な提言をしないの原則で判断するのはかわいそうだけど。
Though she doesn't seem all that good at games and stuff, it probably wasn't fair to judge her purely on not making any useful
それで言う
contributions.
なら、安永くんの方がもっと怪しい。
In that regard, Yasu-kun is way more suspicious.
でもヤスくんいっぱいいろいろ言ったよ。日数計算が間違ってることとか。
Huh? But he did say a lot, like pointing out my math was
それ
incorrect.
に今春明さんが言ったようなことも言ってた。何もしないのが間接的に狼を利しているだっけ。
And he did say something like what you just said, not doing anything indirectly helps the wolves or something like that.
それに初日雲が隠れてた方がいいってことも。
Not to mention on the first day he suggested that the spiders should hide.
そうなんだよね。
That's true. Though most of the things were minor, he was definitely contributing to the game. The first day was especially important for the wolves. It was best to create a flow where they could just stay quiet and wait for those with guardians to out themselves. What bothered me was the fact that he wasn't the one who brought up later selection and the monkey thing. He was shady because he hadn't made those useful propositions. I thought he'd figure those things out a while ago, or maybe I, as an outsider, just had a better grasp of the situation.
となると彼はやっぱり白かな。あとはわからないね。植松里香子さんやタエさんは何考えてるかわからないし。
I guess he's innocent then. I don't know about the rest though. I can't even imagine what Rikaku Uematsu-san and Tae-san are
そうだ
thinking.
ね。
I know what you mean. But if you looked at the circumstances outside the feast, Rikaku Uematsu was pretty shady. It always felt like she was hinting at something. It wouldn't have surprised me if she knew more than she let on. If she was a village head, she could know things only those from Kamifujioshi knew. There was more than enough reason to suspect her. If only we could follow that lead and solve this whole thing, it'd make things way easier.
さんさ、現状を楽しんで。
Haruaki-san, are you enjoying this?
で
No.
もこういうミステリーみたいなのって好きそう？
But you look like the type who likes mystery
そ
stories.
れは否定しないけど、さすがに自分や大事な人の命がかかっている時に楽しむ気分にはなれないな。
I won't deny that, but I can't really enjoy myself when people I care about and I are in danger.
探偵を気取ってみても素人には何も分かりはしない。無力感だけさ。
If I did act like some master detective, I'd really just be some useless amateur who wouldn't accomplish anything.
そうは見えないな。
I'm not sure I buy that.
なぜこんなに疑われているのだろう。
What do you mean?
他のみんなボロボロだよ。普通の人はああやって 平常心を失っていくもんだと思う。
Everyone else is a mess. I think most normal people would lose it in this kind of situation.
君についても言えるんじゃない？
I could say the same about you.
私も普通じゃないですし。
I'm not exactly normal
そういえ
either.
ば、人を殺しかけたとか聞いたけど、
Oh yeah, I heard that you almost killed someone.
ああ、バラしたのは。
Who told you
そ
that?
れは秘密。まあ、そんなに悪意のある感じには聞こえなかったけど。
That's a secret, though it didn't sound intentional.
まあ、なんと言いますか。
Well, how do I say it?
中学の時かな。安水の子らをいじめてた分校の上級生らをバットでボッコボッコ。
I think it happened in middle school. I grabbed a bat and beat up some students who were bullying the Yasumizu kids. Whoa.
その中に長者の筋のやつもいたから大騒ぎになっちゃってね。まあそれで年が上の人たちは私に厳しいんだ。
Some of them were connected to the head families, so it became a big deal, and that's basically why the adults here are so harsh on me.
なるほど。正義の武闘派ってわけだ。
I see, so you fight out of a sense of justice. So she was sent to Yasumizu for making enemies out of the village
い
heads.
やーまあ単に血の気が多くて問題を起こしたかっただけですよ。
I wouldn't say that. It's more like I just have a short temper and wanted to make a
反
scene.
抗期？
Rebellious phase?
こんな感じ。はるちゃんやよしくんと同じよ。こんな田舎だとやすくんみたいにまっすぐ育つ方が珍しいんじゃない？
More or less, same as Haru-chan and Yoshi-kun. In a place as rural as this, it's rare for children to grow up as level-headed as Yasu-kun, don't you think?
そうかな。ひねた都会よりも健全で素直な子に育ちそうだけど。
Really? I think they'd be healthier and nicer than the edgy brats from the city.
言い直す。こんなに貧しいと。
Let me rephrase that. In a place as poor as this. Well, there was no doubt that Yasumizu is destitute. There were no cars, cell phones, and it didn't even feel like it had an economy. They probably lived mostly off the land, making money from whatever they could spare from their farms and hunts. Since they had no decent way to sell stuff to anyone outside, most of their business had to be done through Kami Fujiyoshi. It was entirely likely they were ripping them off. No way this place could be healthy in these circumstances. I didn't believe that money could buy everything, but poverty took its toll on the people suffering it. Some could live in poverty while retaining their purity, but that was borderline saintly. It was a lifestyle too difficult for the common masses. Also, since the people of Yasumizu were ostracized from Kami Fujiyoshi, they were targets of unjust pressure from day one. I could understand why the children here strayed from the path. Though when you looked at it like that, the way they strayed so mild, it was almost cute. Are you disturbed now?
別に？
Not really.
いざとなったらドンキ持ち出すような女。内心ドン引きでしょ？ドンキだけに。
You're lying, I would think I'm so blunt, I'd whip out a blunt object to beat you up. I'm just going to ignore that attempt at a pun, sorry.
前の彼女もそんなだったし。
My ex wasn't any different. Oh?
へえ、そうなんだ。
Oh, I see.
なぜか動揺されてしまった。
You seem confused and I have no idea
ちゃ
why.
んと別れたって実は？
You weren't lying when you said you broke up with your
そうだ
girlfriend.
と思われてたのか。
You thought I was?
正直ナンパの口実かと。
I thought it was just some kind of pickup
言
line.
って、それはもう身の危険を感じるレベルの大喧嘩を経て破局しましたよ。
That's just mean our breakup was insane. I actually felt like my life was in danger.
それはご愁傷様。
Whoa, sorry to hear that.
君の方は
What about you? Huh?
男性遍歴。僕は言ったんだから、君も言うべきじゃない？
Your history with guys, I shared mine, so hearing yours is only fair, right?
まあその
Yeah, well,
実際に付き合ったのは何人なんですか？
how many did you go out with? 2, I guess?
知恵ねえはモテモテで53人切りの超絶ビッチだって話はどこへ行った？
What happened to you being a hyper slut who's done it with 53 guys?
まで言ってない。多少持ったのは認めるが、実際大学で各種お誘いはいっぱいもらってますけども。
I never said that. I did exaggerate a bit, but I get tons of
なのに
invitations.
二人ぽっちなんだ。付き合った人。
And yet you only went out with 2.
まあ、あんまり会う人っていなくてさ。
Well, I didn't find many guys I got along with. What about me?
これ以上やめとこうよ。期待したら死ぬのが怖くなる。
Let's not go any further. If I let myself get too attached, I'd be too scared of dying.
死ぬのが怖いのは当然じゃない？
Being afraid of death is normal, though, isn't it?
別に
Not really.
どうして？
Why?
死ぬより神様の方が怖い。
God is way scarier than death.
君の言う神様は一般にイメージするそれと違うよね。
I feel like you have a very unusual image of God. Really?
それは何やら恐ろしいもので、実際に会えるものなんだろう？
You think of it as something frightening that you might actually meet,
みん
right?
な神様には会ってるよ。見えていないのかもしれないけど。
Everyone has met God. Maybe they just can't see it.
神様は怖いよ。みんな怖さを知らないだけ。
And God really is scary. It's just that no one knows how.
僕も
Myself included?
あなただけはわからない。
You're the only one I don't understand.
私は
That's probably why
失うのは怖いかもしれない。
I'm afraid of losing you.
そんな言葉、永遠の愛を誓った相手にでも言えばいい。
That's something you say to those you promise your eternal love to. Are you mad?
ちょっとね。
A bit. I
こ
see.
の段になっても思わせぶりなだけで、何の手の内も開示しないのは火遊びが過ぎるんじゃないの？
We've gotten this far and you're still being cagey regarding your own background. You can only take playing hard to get so far until it gets annoying.
もうどうすればいいのかわからないし、迷ってるんだよ。
I'm just not sure what to do. This isn't easy for me
全
either.
部話してみればいい。
Just tell me everything.
もう帰るね。
I'm going back.
君！
おや
Jamie,
すみ。
good night. What the hell? Why didn't she talk? Did she still not trust me? Was she messing with me? Was she just kind of crazy? Or was it something else? Crap, I wanted to chase her down and get a real answer out of her, but I was locked in. This was so frustrating. Though this wasn't the time to worry about that. Who would the wolves go for tonight? The wolf guy was dead, meaning there was one less person who'd vote Jamie out tomorrow. It wasn't likely she didn't get top vote. It was best to think that the wolves would go for someone who was useful to the humans and couldn't be killed with the votes. That meant that she and Yasunaga-kun were the ones at the highest risk. On the other hand, their survival would make things difficult in other ways. I'd probably be forced to consider the possibility that they themselves were wolves. Could I really trust Jamie? I felt I could, but not completely. Whatever the case, a situation where the more talkative ones were seen as suspicious would make it harder for her to survive. Should I have talked to her about running away? No, that was probably pointless. I didn't know much about her whole god thing, but it was clear that escape wasn't even an option for her. Something scary that everyone had met, yet not fully perceivable. Was she speaking figuratively, or could she literally see something?
知るか。
Shit, I don't care. I became irritated. My hunger was starting to get to me. Figuring it was better than just wasting my mental energy, I focused on taking a bath and going to bed. I had no idea just how naive my predictions would prove to be. 5:15. Thursday, huh? I woke up at 5 in the morning. The window was still boarded up, so I couldn't see anything outside. All I could do was sit around and wait. Eventually, I could hear the objects keeping me in get removed, and I was greeted by Yasunaga Oribe and Chiemi Serizawa. Those two actually survived. I met up with Haru Makishima too. Her face was pale and she had bags under her eyes. No one here looked healthy anymore, but she was beyond even that point. She'd gone completely meek too. The defiance from yesterday was gone, and she was just letting Yasunaga-kun guide her. She'd lost another friend after all. We arrived at the dining hall, but found no one there. The door was unlocked. That was a bad sign. It was Kanzo Makishima's place all over again.
母は上の階で寝ているはずです。
Mom should be sleeping upstairs. With that knowledge, I opened the door. So they lost 3 people in total, huh? What if she was attacked? Even if she wasn't, considering her state yesterday, it wasn't unlikely she did something unthinkable, such as suicide. However, I soon found out my worries were for nothing. Kaori-san was standing all alone in the dark dining hall, wearing an apron. The fact that she wasn't doing anything but standing was just eerie.
おはよう。
Oh my, good morning. She turned around and greeted us. Her voice was the only thing calm about her. Her eyes were bloodshot and signs of malnourishment were all across her face. Her faint, forced smile made her seem on the verge of collapse. She completely failed at acting normal. Her heart was probably swirling with panic and sorrow, as great as yesterday. Everyone here could see it.
今日はみんなに食事を出すけど、僕がやるから。
Mom, everyone's here. I'll make food, so you just rest.
いいのに。
Huh? But I can do it myself.
あ、私もやります。これでも自炊はそれなりにしてましたから。
Oh, I'll help. I actually cook for myself, so I know what to do. After they volunteered to support Kaori-san, I thought about what purpose I could serve here. Let's go. And called to Haru-chan before going outside. She came with me, but wasn't saying a word. During yesterday's feast, she'd had a fight with Kaori-san. The woman had voted for Haru-chan due to the change in her attitude and failed escape attempt, and I couldn't blame her for that. Considering her personality, I imagined that exchange had been extremely intense. That was why getting her out of the dining hall was a good move. Problem was, we didn't really have anything to talk about. This was made worse by the hostility she'd shown me until just recently. According to Mochi, that was a product of her affection toward Yasunaga-kun and all the drama surrounding him. Normally, I'd playfully give her a hard time about that kind of thing, but it seemed in poor taste considering the situation. She was staring daggers at me. Maybe I just had to ask her.
ハルさん、
Haru Makishima-san?
何ですか？
What?
単刀直入に聞くが、君は狼か？
I'll be frank. Are you a wolf?
違うわよ。
No. She didn't hesitate at all, not like that meant anything.
何よ、納得いかないの？じゃあ匠兄に調べてもらうわよ。
You don't
はっきり
believe
するでしょ？
you don't believe me? Then Takumi will check. That'll show you. How are you so confident in that? Even Haruaki noted how suspicious it was that Takumi made a stupid little move that's only smart that that would be smart if he is the wolf. And plus, we don't know who has died other than the two the previous day. Hmm.
気づいて言ってるのか？
Are you saying that despite knowing?
は？何を？
Unknowing
彼が
what?
生きていれば食堂で香織さんを介抱しているのは彼だったはずだ。
If he were alive, he'd be the one looking after Kaori-san in the dining hall.
昨日も彼は起きてすぐ食堂に行っていた。香織さんが弱っている今、そうすべき理由はさらに強まった。
Yesterday, he went there first thing in the morning with Kaori-san in her current state. That was all the more reason for him to be there. But now he's missing.
嘘でしょ。そんなこと。
No way, that's just...
それを今から調べに行くから案内して。
We'll go check to be sure. Lead the way.
分かった。
Okay.
タエバ起きてる？
Taiba, are you awake? Aru knocked on the door and tried to open it, but it was locked, meaning it wasn't touched. Tai-san came out sooner than later. She looked pretty displeased to begin with, but upon seeing me, she displayed outright
どう
disgust.
してあんたが来なさったね。
What are you doing
すみ
here?
ません。香織さんの具合が悪くて人手が足りず。
Sorry, Kaori-san isn't well and we need more
匠
people.
はどうしたね。
Where's Takumi? We're going to check on him.
そうね。
I see. Her gloomy expression told me she realized what might have happened. She said she had to prepare, so we excused
必要な
ourselves.
ものがあったら言ってくださいね。
Please ask if you need anything.
はい。
Oh yes, of course. She shut the door on us.
女なら誰にでも優しいんですね。
You're nice to all women, aren't you? What the hell was she
お年寄り
saying?
と女性を思いやるのが紳士ってものだろ。
Being considerate of elders and women is the gentlemanly thing to
チエネ
do.
もそうなの？
Is that how you feel about Chiene?
彼女にはそれなりに好意を持ってる。
I like her quite a lot.
兄ちゃんがかわいそう。
Please don't. I'd feel so bad for Ni-chan. Ni-chan, Yasunaga-kun,
か
surely.
わいそうとは？
What do you mean by
シ
that?
君もモッチも死んじゃって、兄ちゃんには香織さんとチエネしかいないのよ。
Yoshi-kun and Mochi are gone. Kaori-san and Chiene are all he has
そ
left.
れにチエネは私らの中で一番強くて、上藤吉の奴らや大人たちからいつも私らを守ってくれた。
Also, she's the strongest among us, and she's always protected us from the people of Kami Fujiyoshi and
私らから
adults.
チエネを取らないでよ。
Don't take her away from us. So that's how it was. I wasn't sure how she actually felt about Amy, but there was definitely more trusting alliance than I'd expected. Yasunaga-kun spoke like he'd given up on Chieme, but deep down he was actually glad she had returned. Haru-chan was aware of that, and she actually liked Chieme. That was why she concluded that they should be together. However, it was clear she didn't like giving them her blessing.
気持ちは分かったよ。
I understand how you feel. The end result depended on Chiemi, and since she hated Sumizu, I felt like it wouldn't be something Haru-chan wanted. And again, I really didn't know what was going on in Chinese head either, and I had no idea who'd survive, so making predictions was a waste of
とにかく
time.
今は宴を終わらせるという一点に集中すべきだ。
For now, everyone should focus on ending the
今大
feast.
したことができないかもしれないが、身内に話しづらいことでもあれば相談には乗るよ。
I don't think I can do much, but if there's something you don't want to tell your own, I'm willing to listen.
何それ。
Huh? What do you mean?
いや、何ってこともないけど、君は悩みが多そうだし、
Nothing much. It just feels like you have a lot to worry about.
外に逃げるって選択、僕はまだありだと思う。
And personally, I still think that escaping outside is a good
そ
idea.
れは無理よ。
That's not possible.
君は可能性にかけて逃げたんじゃないのかい？
Didn't you try it yourself?
逃げられなかったじゃない。だから分かった。逃げる
But I fell, didn't I? That made me realize we can't escape.
それはたまたま怪我をしたからじゃ。
Isn't that cause you just happened to hurt your
そうなん
foot?
かじゃない。
It didn't just happen.
君も神様を信じてるのか？
Do you believe in God too?
何を聞いた？
What did you just say?
そんなものいない。そう考えなきゃ。やってられない。
God doesn't exist. If I doubted that, I just couldn't cope with anything. There was a weird aura around her for a sec, but then she walked away, leaving me no choice but to follow her. Bah. We arrived at the house as the mysterious girl was on the verge of crying.
どうしたの？
Good morning, what's wrong?
は
Ah,
っきり喋りなさいよ。喋れるでしょあんた。
speak normally, know how to, right? She's just a child, though. Like, yeah, we want her to speak normally so that we know what's going on, but she's a child. Be patient with her. Yeah,
大人げないな。はい、おはようございます。
come on, be more mature. Repeat after me. Good morning. Bah. This was hopeless. Haru-chan glared at her while I stayed
リ
patient.
カコさんは？
Where's Rikako-san?
姉ちゃん
One-chan?
どこ？
Yeah, where is she?
出てこない。
She hasn't come
こ
out.
こよ。あいつの家。
Her house is right here. It really was. I'd been here yesterday. I knocked and called out to her. There was no response. Haru-chan and I looked at each other and I tried opening the door. Oh, it was locked.
リカコさん。
Rikako-san. Still no response. I hesitantly put my ear against the door. I heard some sort of rustling sound.
着替え中か何かだろ
She's probably getting dressed.
やっぱり。
And he really did.
う。まだわからない。まだ清之助しかもしれない。
We don't know for sure. It could still be Kiyanosuke.
私がどうしたと？
What about me? Speak of the devil, you've got perfect timing. Well, I did expect him to live.
は大丈夫かね？
Is Rikako-san
あなた
well?
はそればっかりですね。一応大丈夫そうですよ。まだ出てきてないですが、どうかしたんですか？
She's all you care about, isn't she? And yes, she does seem alright. She's not out yet, though. I wonder what's
嫌
up.
な予感がしてな。杞憂ならいい。しかしそうなると、死んだのは山脇老人か？
I had a bad feeling about something. Good to see it was nothing. Does this mean that the one to die was Lady Yamawaki? Why does he think that? Because we just saw her.
タイバーは生きてた。
Taibo was alive. What? Why was he so positive?
はるちゃんはメイコを連れて食堂へ。清之助さん、手を貸してください。
Haru-chan, take Meiko to the dining hall. Kinosuke-san, help me out. He tried to say something but decided against it. He must have realized what happened to the one who'd usually be given these annoying jobs. As expected, the door to his house was unlocked, and the reek of fresh blood was so strong you could smell it outside. I thought that was enough to help me prepare, but once I saw the source, I couldn't keep down the few contents my stomach had left. The two from the first day, Kanzo Makishima and Yoshisugu Oribe, they lost all semblance of form to the point their corpses felt unrealistic. On the other hand, Chikamochi Kamoshida and the old wolf guy's corpses were too clean, their faces were still intact after all. However, Takumi Muro-san's corpse was an even imbalance between ruined and intact. It was spread out on the floor, surrounded by ashes and splotches of blood, as well as some bloody footprints. Scattered brain, gray matter, bone fragments, eyes. About 60% of his face was gone. This time, the method was clear. There was a rifle lying next to his corpse. The weapon was actually on the scene for once, and it was a gun. What did it mean? Well, he could have offed himself. That's very much possible. But it's also possible that the culprit forgot the gun. Just too many possibilities. I wanted to think about that, but I was too shaken to be clear. I was too shaken by the clear agony Takumi-san's death had brought him. You could see his suffering on the still present half of his face. His hands were on his head too, as if to cover his face or reach for the clearly fatal wound. He died, holding on to his shattered brain. Though fatal, the first attack hadn't killed him instantly. He could still move after it, which was a testament to his strength and willpower. His life had ended as he suffered overwhelming despair. It was written all too clearly on his death visage. My emotions bubbled and overwhelmed my thoughts, and I vomited once again. Are you okay? Kinosuke, she asked, clearly avoiding looking at it himself. Bring me someone who can use guns, please. I never expected you to come along. Her expression was too stern and serious for me to even say that. Takumi-chan, shit. She cursed and looked at the gun. This is Kanzo Oji-chan's rifle. She grasped its long body and picked it up. All 5 bullets were fired. See any empty cartridges? I'll look around. I found them real quick. They were covered in blood and flesh. But yeah, I found metallic cylinders, 5 of them. Metallic cylinders. They were 2 meters away from the corpse, very close to one another. Either the culprit fired from there or gathered them afterwards. Look at the handle. Chimi extended the rifle to me. I did as told. Compared to the rest of the gun, which had blood on every part, the handle was clean, like it'd been wiped. They removed the fingerprints? Probably. Chimi then held it like she was about to shoot and aimed at Takumi-san's body. It was fired from here. How can you tell? The way the blood scattered. See how it's concentrated all concentrated around there, it's proof the culprit fired from a low angle.
それに普通のライフルはかなり至近距離でもないとこういう風にめちゃめちゃな傷にはならない。
Also, normal rifles can't make such a huge mess unless they're fired from really
かといって
close.
銃口を押し付けて撃ったらいろんなものが跳ね返って銃口がもっと汚れてるはず。
But make it point blank and the stuff would get on and around the muzzle. The rifle would be even dirtier. And that was why it was natural to think it had been fired from where she was standing, near the
狙っ
cartridges.
て当たるもの
Can you actually aim and hit something with
ちゃん
this?
と狙い方を知っていることと対象が動いていないこと、これが揃えば大丈夫。
As long as you know how to aim and the target isn't moving, that's all you need.
ということは銃が使えるものの
So this was done by someone who knows how to use
ちな
guns.
みに小銃から小生を除く、それだけ。銃って誰でも簡単に人を殺せる便利な道具なんだよ。
By the way, it's just a matter of looking at the bead through the sight. Guns are useful little toys that make murder so easy anyone can do it.
弾の装填とかはその辺の一般人に渡してすぐにできるとは思えない。
What about loading? That doesn't seem like something a layman can do. Is it? Well, they probably could figure it out easily because when you think about it, guns are kind of similar to a bow and arrow. Like, sure, it's not exact one for one, about the closest you'll come to that is crossbow, but the way it works is kind of similar to that.
それはそうかもね。でもタイバーちゃんあたりなら撃ったことあるだろうし、休みずないで選別は無理かな。
Good point, but even Taiba-chan has experienced firing a gun. Finding the culprit in Yasumizu won't be easy. This was a settlement where people went hunting. Basically everyone here must have touched rifles before. Only Chan couldn't have done this.
そもそも全弾命中してるわけじゃない。どうやら1発は耳に、2発は胸と肩に。
And it's not like every bullet hit the head. One grazed the ear, one hit the chest, one hit the shoulder. Oh, and look, here, a bullet hole. She pointed at a small part of the floor that was ruined.
頭部に当たったのは一発だけか。
So only one hit the
そう
head.
だね。もしかしたらそれは致命傷じゃなくて胸の一発がとどめだったのかも。
Yeah, I think that one wasn't fatal though. It was probably the one in the chest that ended it. She looked at the body's pose and made the same Oh. Sorry about that. That was an accident, but oh well. She looked at the body's pose and made the same conclusion as me.
ちなみになんでそんなに詳しいの？
Why do you know so much about guns
私
anyway?
も狩猟免許持ってる。銃も罠も網も全部使える。
I have a hunting license. I know how to use guns, traps, and nets.
外ではクレー射撃何度も行ったし、それなりに慣れてるよ。
I used to do lots of skeet shooting outside of Yasumizu. I'm pretty good with a gun.
なんとすごいな。意外な
Well,
一面だ。
well, damn, didn't expect that. I can understand why.
いずれ戻ってここで漁師になるつもりだったの？
Did you plan to return here and become a
銃を
hunter?
持ちたかった。それだけ。
I just wanted to have a gun, that's it. She said that as if it was no big deal. Her tone seemed kind of dangerous.
ええ。まあ、人を殺しかけたりとか。
Yes, so much so that she almost killed
中
someone.
学の時かな。安水の子らをいじめてた分校の上級生らをバットでボッコボッコ。
I think it happened in middle school. I grabbed a bat and beat up some students who were bullying the Yasumizu kids. It was the impression you'd get from a girl capable of random acts of violence. I was probably jumping to conclusions, though.
片付けてもいいかな？
Can we clean it up
春
now?
明さんがいいなら
If you're fine with
じゃあ
it,
片付ける。
let's do it then.
何か分かった？
Did you find out
一
anything?
連の殺人が人間の犯行だってことに確信を持っただけ。
I'm now 100% certain that these murders were committed by people. The culprit used a gun and wiped off the fingerprints, acts that demonstrated a very human level of cunning and also premeditation or things like that. If we were up against something supernatural, they'd just use their mysterious powers instead. If something mysterious can be explained using mundane means, then it was caused by mundane means. That was a general rule I lived by, proven through both knowledge and first-hand experience. Supernatural powers that required carrying out occult rituals were prime examples of things it applied to. The more detailed the preparation required, the more opportunities to notice something amiss. If the trick relied on concealing the method, it was safe to assume the method was something mundane. Even this death wasn't caused by some kind of supernatural force. It just happened unobserved. We had people who could do it, and the method that fit, and methods that fit. That was the best way to look at it, right?
そうかもね。
Maybe you're right.
認めるんだ。
You agree?
多分殺してるのは私の知ってる誰かと誰か。
I do
とて
think
もな
that.
い人と思うよ。
I do think that it was done by people I know, by actual
それ
humans.
は
But didn't that go against her whole God story? I wanted to ask that, but seeing her eyes made me fall silent. Her eyes were wide and
で
cloudy,
もね、
but her lips let out clear
神
no
様から
words.
は
No one. I looked away. I probably wanted to cover my ears too.
誰も逃げられないんだよね。
Can escape God. I found her words so irrational it began to frighten me. I asked Chiemi to call Kinosuke to help carry the corpse, but she insisted on doing it herself. I caved and we began the unpleasant task. Following Takumi-san's example, I removed the door and placed his body on it. Chiemi, he and I each took an end of the door and lifted it up. He was as heavy as he looked, and I wouldn't have been surprised if this was too much even for two men. However, Chiemi lifted her side without letting out a single grunt of exertion. It felt like an active rejection of the idea that she might need help. We slowly began walking. Kinosuke was outside. He was anxious about something. It didn't look like he was waiting for us, so maybe Rikako Uematsu hadn't come out yet. I couldn't afford to stop and chat. Relaxing my arms or lower body could lead to me dropping Takumi-san. I kept walking forward without a single word. Sighing and stopping was our sign that one of us needed to rest. Every time one of us did it, we lowered him to the ground, rubbed our aching hands, and adjusted our grips and resumed walking. As we approached the cliff, Chiemi's expression grew darker.
匠兄ちゃんは安水で一番年の近いお兄ちゃんだったから。
Takumi Ni-chan was the youngest of the adults. He's like an older brother to me. I wasn't gonna ask how that mattered. I didn't see a point in questioning it. I simply nodded, continuing to play the role of
昔
audience.
はいっぱい遊んでくれたし、怒られた時はかばってくれた。
He played with me a lot and always protected me when the other adults got mad at me.
こんな何もない湿っぽい場所だけど、匠兄ちゃんは安水を、
There's
ここ
nothing
に住む
good.
人を愛してた。
Yeah, there's nothing good about this humid place, but he loved Yasumizu and the people living here.
わかるよ。
Yeah, I could
まっ
tell.
すぐな人だった。
He was honest to a fault. Yeah,
捨てたくないよ。
I don't want to just throw him away.
当然だと思う。僕だってこんなやり方はしたくない。
Of course you don't. I don't like this
やめ
either.
る？このやり方にこだわりそうなのは、匠さん本人とタイさんくらいしかいないんじゃないの？
Should we stop? The only ones who'd really care about this are Takumi-san himself and Tai-san, right?
しなきゃダメ。
No, we gotta do
誰
this.
か。
Because of the corruption? Yeah. I continued asking if she was sure, but she didn't change her mind, so we ended up throwing his body into Saranaga. We walked through the graveyard, careful not to trip. We could now see the hanging pine through the mist. Our destination was near. We carefully closed in on the cliff and pushed the door toward
さ
it.
よなら、匠兄ちゃん。
Bye, Takumi-ni-chan. She said that right as I felt the body slide off. It was falling. I'd done this several times now, but it still made me feel empty. It would eventually hit the water, make a splash, and that'd be it. Oh, no. Wrong thing. Huh?
水音、した？
Did you hear the water?
さあ、
Not sure.
聞き違いか？
Did we both miss it
あるい
somehow?
は、サラナガの底が抜けて、黄泉の国に繋がってるのかも。
Or maybe the bottom of Saranaga opened up into a yawning chasm, leading to
本
Yomi.
当にファンタジーだね。
You've got quite the
それの
imagination.
向こうに何があるか、誰も知らない。
No
誰
one
も証
knows.
明できない。
No one knows what's beyond the mists. There could be anything out
今
there.
から降りてみせようか。
Should I go down and take a look?
あなたは帰ってこない。
You won't return. That was how she saw the
本当
world.
だ。
Let's go back. We returned to do another investigation of Takumi-san's house, but something strange had happened while we were gone. Kinosuke he was still in the same spot in Infirmary Kako Uematsu's house waiting for her without even trying to hide his
ま
frustration.
だ出てこないんですか？
She still hasn't come out?
まったく大丈夫そうと言ったのは君だが、どういう根拠だったのかな？
No, you're the one who said she seemed alright. What made you think
音
that?
がしたから。
I heard
待ってる
sounds.
間に、あなた自身で呼んでみればよかったんじゃないですか？
Why didn't you call out to her yourself instead of just
こん
waiting?
なぶしつけなことができるか？
As if I could do something so rude. You make me want to punch you in the face, but in this case, this has nothing to do with politeness and such. I know a lot of people are concerned about manners and such and politeness, and the problem with that is one, a lot of those things are subjective based on culture, and two, at times, politeness and manners just get in the way of things and making things easy. In this case, it just gets in the way of figuring out what's going on. Like, she could just be getting dressed or whatever. But just waiting and not trying to get a response, that doesn't help you know anything.
なんでそんなにリカ子さんにだけ気を使ってるんです？野坂も上松も格上でしょう。
Why is she the only one you're nice to, Nosato? Oh, is above Uematsu, isn't it? That was an interesting bit of info. I hadn't realized that the head families had a hierarchy.
女性に気を使うのは当然だろう。
It's only natural to be considerate of women.
私も女性なんですけど。
I'm a woman too, though.
あえて敵外心をむき出しにしてくる相手に気を使う必要があるのかね？
I don't see a reason to be considerate of someone so hostile toward me, do you?
勘弁してくださいよ。ついさっきそこで死人が出たんですよ。
Please stop, we just finished putting a body to rest. That was probably one of the reasons why they were so agitated, but my comment was enough to shut them up.
とはいえ心配ですね。中で病気やら怪我やらしてたら大変だ。最悪踏み込みましょう。
Though yes, I'm worried too. She might need help if she's sick or injured. We may have no choice but to barge in.
そんなぶしつけな。
How improper. Again, Kiyonosuke. How can you be so stupid? There is a time and place to be for manners and being polite, sure, and there is a time to go against them. This is one of those times. Was he the type of guy to report someone who undressed a girl to give her proper first aid? What was up with this guy's priorities?
植松さん、植松里香子さん。
Uematsu-san, Rikako Uematsu-san. I bashed the door almost violently. I heard the sound of rustling clothes. Had she collapsed or something?
植松さん、戸を開けますよ。
Uematsu-san, I'm opening the door. No answer again, only sounds. Was it really Rikako Uematsu in
戸を
there?
破ります。
Let's break it down. Jamie nodded while Kiyonosuke gave a disgruntled sigh. The door was made from thin plywood and wooden frame. A solid impact would break through. I looked around and saw a few aged farming tools lying against some houses. The old wooden hoe and mallet were too rotten to work here. But the old axe looked just right.
せーの。
1, 2. I lifted the axe and started counting, but had to stop midway. There was the sound of clattering. The door suddenly moved. Surprised, I jumped backward and glanced at the other two. They were just as shocked, if not frightened.
何
What's that?
ってリカ子さんだろ。
What do you mean? It has to be Rikako-san.
植松さん、
Uematsu-san. There was no response at first, but a few seconds later, the door shook again. A moment, and later it fell silent once more. Had she collapsed on the door? If she wasn't well and was lying next to the door, breaking it open was dangerous. I put the axe down and walked up to the door again. The moment I approached it, I heard a clicking sound. I didn't even have time to question what happened before it creaked open. There was a gap of about 20 centimeters. It was pitch black inside. And there was a face covered all in blood. It sunk back into the darkness the very next moment, but it was soon replaced by an inhuman scream and an arm that snaked out and grabbed for my neck. The grip had inhuman strength behind it. I ignored Chiami's and Kiyonosuke's scream and tried to pry myself free. My throat was on the verge of crushing. The groans continued ceaselessly, the nails dug into my neck, and I was being dragged inside. Help! How the hell was she so strong? This arm clearly belonged to Rikako Uematsu, so why? Help me! My words got them out of their stupor and they ran up to me. As panic and lack of oxygen dimmed my vision, they grabbed, bashed, and tugged at the arm that was holding on to me. Damn it! Hey, let go!
指
Just one finger. I don't know how long it took, but when I was eventually freed, Chiami swiftly slammed the door shut. Bring something I can use to bar the door.
そんなことを言っても
Like what? Just shove the axe in it. Sitting on the ground in shock, I simply stared at their exchange. I could still barely breathe. My vision. Hey Mira, how are you doing? And be sure to check out today's question of the day, Mira. You might like this one. I could still barely breathe. My vision was hazy and I couldn't think clearly. Something inside was trying to get the door open and possibly escape. What it was, though, I had no idea. What happened to Rikako Uematsu?
野里さん、ここ押さえといて。みんな連れてきて戸を塞ぐから。
How about this? Nosato-san, hold it shut. I'll bring the others and we'll barricade it.
春明さん大丈夫？立てる？
Araki's... Araki-san, are you alright? Can you stand? And what's your response to that question, Mira, that Nightbot gave you? Ew. Because I answered apple pie mainly, though I also wanted to answer Butterfinger. Let's see. Back to this. Haruaki-san, are you alright? Can you stand? Yeah. Ah. Pumpkin pie, huh? Well, I do remember you telling me something like that once. Like, I think it was last night, if I remember. Yeah. Actions are more important than words here. Stealing my resolve, I rose to my feet. We gathered everyone who could still move and sealed off Rikako Uematsu's door and windows with planks, nails, large farming tools, and whatever else we could find. The small house was basically a pile of flimsy barricades. Now everyone was tired from all the work and sat down to rest. What's the point of doing this, though? Someone asked. We could still hear groans and crashing sounds from the inside. No one answered the question, but we all understood that letting that thing out would be a mistake. But what exactly was it anyway? A Yomibito. That seemed like an answer of some sort anyway.
どういうこと？
What do you mean?
読み字より来たる汚れた者ども。知っておるじゃろう。読み人に間違いない。
Corrupted folk that come from Yomi, you know? Don't you? Oh, do you has to be a Yomibito that?
そうじゃなくて、読み人は狼でしょ？宴で殺された恨みで蘇った。
That's not what I mean. Yomibito are the wolves, right? They come back to life because their grudge over being killed during the feast.
そうとは限らんのよ、はるちゃん。安水は常に昔も今も読み人に脅かされとる。
It's not always like that, Haru-chan. Yasumizu has always been menaced by Yomibito.
あるいは汚れは読み人を生んだのかもしれぬ。
Or maybe the
何かとんでもない銀を破ったのやも。
Or maybe this is the corruption Uematsu might have broken an important law. Oh, Uematsu-sama must have broken an important law.
バカな！近畿の守り手、浄化を司るのが雲の家の役目だぞ。
That can't be. Protecting the laws is the role of the purifying spider family.
だからこそ汚れに触れすぎたのかもしれぬでしょう。
But that might be it. She touched too much of the corruption.
それは。
But that's...
思えば安水に来られたのは黄泉の汚れを少しでも食い止めんとされたのかもしれませんね。
she might have come to Yasumizu to keep at least a bit of Naomi's corruption away.
からどれだけ読み人が出るやら知れたもんじゃないわ。
How many Omibito will we have now?
匠は子じゃった。地獄を見る前に行けて。
Takumi was a good boy. Takumi was a good boy. Maybe it's a good thing he died before seeing hell.
ナムシナイ大権現。ナムシナイ大権現。
Thus I offer homage to Shinai, the Almighty, so peace may come to pass. Thus I offer homage to Shinai, Almighty, so peace may come to pass. A silent prayer. Her eyes were teary and her shoulders were shaking.
待って。じゃあ、リカコさんはもう。
Wait, then Rikako-san is...
読み人はくくらねばならん。
Yomabito must be hanged. That didn't sit right with me. The rule is that breaking the laws meant getting the corruption, and getting the corruption meant being slaughtered, right? It was the first time I'd heard that it was possible to do something about the corruption and that she'd die because of that. Logic had little ground here, so the people were gradually losing their minds. They were being pushed closer to death. It was like this was a supernatural phenomenon.
皆さん、食事にしませんか？
Is anyone hungry?
私はもう落ち着きましたから。他のことは皆さんが落ち着いてから。
I've already calmed down, so we can do the rest after you've calmed down as well. It's a very attractive suggestion. As we all turned away and returned to the dining hall, I felt like Rikako Uematsu let out a groan even more inhumanly loud than any of those before. Once we arrived, the place was dominated by heavy silence. There were sounds coming from the kitchen, a kitchen knife rhythmically hitting the cutting board as Kaori-san prepared the food. Tai-san was seated away from everyone, desperately yet fluently chanting a sutra combined with the kitchen sounds. It had a mind-numbing effect. Everyone else was simply falling into a torpor, staring silently into space. Even I, the sanest person in the room, wanted to simply let my mind shut down and stop thinking. That wouldn't stop me from trying, though. Rather than trying to evaluate the details, I decided to return to square one and summarize the current situation. Takumi-san was dead. That left to me, Jamie, the two Oribes, Kinosuke-shi, Tai Yamawaki-shi, Meiko, Rikako Uematsu, and Haru Makishima, a total of 9. And Rikako Uematsu, I didn't want to say she'd become a Yomibito or something, but it was clear that she was in a condition that left her functionally useless. Normally the right thing to do here would be to take her to a hospital, but instead they were going to discuss killing her. I'd probably have to remind them of the sound course of action. Or whatever the case, if you ignored Rikako Uematsu, I only need 7 people. If you ignored Rikako Uematsu and I, only 7 people were participating in the feast. With Takumi-san's death, we would never know what the snake found out about Haru Makishima. Therefore, the only confirmed people were Kyonosuke-shi, a human, and Meiko, a monkey. And personally, I thought I could trust Chiemi, so that made 3. And that left 4 others. This was bad. I wondered if Chiemi understood that. I had to talk to her in private.
ねえ、お姉ちゃんは？
Where's One-chan? we kept Mako away from all that happened this morning, so she was still in the dark about
姉さ
Rikako-san.
んはちょっと具合が悪いんだ。静かにしといてあげて。
She's not feeling too good. Leave her in peace.
ねえ、お外行っていい？
Okay, hey, can I go
危
outside?
険じゃないかね。
Isn't it dangerous?
私見とくよ。すぐそこなら危なくもないでしょ。
I'll look after her. She'll be safe if she stays close. The two left.
吉永、ちょっと。
Yasunaga?
何かな？
What? Alright. It's kind of close on time, so regardless of how long this goes through, I want to at least get through the feast portion and when it happens. And then I'll likely call it. Because this is too interesting right now. So let's see what.
ちょっと、取ってきてほしいものがね。
There's something I want you to
手
fetch.
洗いを借りる。
I'm going to use the bathroom. More and more people left. They probably didn't feel Well, yeah. Creepy goes along with that because this is supposed to be a horror / mystery. Let's see, more and more people left. They probably didn't feel comfortable standing up until now. But yeah, since this is a horror VN, creepy is expected to be in here. Tyson. You don't feel like getting scared, huh? Tyson just continued chanting, though it was like she lived in another world besides her. All that was left was Haru-chan. The way she constantly shifted in her seat made it clear she felt
みさん
uncomfortable.
のことは残念だったね。
Sorry about Takumi-san. I tried talking to her.
知恵姉もずっと頼ってたし。
Yeah, Chiene always relied
上
on
松美香
him.
子さんは
What about Rikako Uematsu-san?
あの人苦手よ。気味悪いもの。
I didn't like her. She creeped me
ちなみ
out.
ちゃんは平気そうだったけど
Jamie-chan seemed fine with her
知恵
though.
姉は強いもん。
That's because she's
彼
strong.
女上松さんがこっちへ来たのっていつ頃のこと？
When did Uematsu-san arrive
2
here?
年か3年前。だいぶ前よ。
2 or 3 years ago, not recently at least. 2 or 3 years is still pretty recent though. That seemed like plenty of time to get to know a person if you asked me. Or maybe not. Yasumizu's people had been suffering at the hands of the village heads for generations. Of course they couldn't just accept
彼
her.
女は長者だというが上松家というのは一体どういう家なんだ？
I hear she's one of the village heads, but what kind of family are the Uematsu anyway?
何が聞きたいのよ。よそ者はおとなしくしてろって言われるの何度目ですか？
What do you even want to know? How many times do we have to tell you that you're an outsider and should just stay out of all this?
ああ、ごめん。これは無神経だった。じゃあ別の話にしよう。それはいい？
Oh, sorry, that was insensitive of me. Let's talk about something else then, alright?
別にいいけど。
Fine. I looked around. As I saw Yasunaga couldn't walk upstairs, I lowered my voice and
君にと
asked,
ってモッチーはどんな存在だったんだ？
What was Mochi to you?
なんで聞くの？
Why are you
お葬
asking?
式代わりだよ。
To make up for his lack of funeral. Huh?
お葬式では亡くなった人のことを話すだろう。死者の思い出を話すことは霊魂の供養になるらしいよ。
In funerals, you talk about the people who passed away, right? I remember hearing that gives their souls peace.
なんか、意外。
This is unexpected. What is?
もっと、血も涙もない人だと思ってたから、供養とかそんなの言い出すって思わなかった。
I thought you were cold and heartless. I didn't think I'd hear something about peace in the afterlife from you. Well, this is also to help you get over that death, too, Haru. That was just rude.
うちは、野里の子だったけど、選ぶった感じじゃ全然なかった。
Mochi was a Nosato, but he never acted like he was better than
す
anyone.
っごく変だったし、知恵姉と同じくらい、いろんな問題を起こしてたけど、人を傷つけることはしなかったし。
He was weird and as much a troublemaker as Chiene, but he never hurt anyone.
みんなは、モッチーのこと、頭おかしいって言ってたけど、
Everyone said he
そうは思わない。
everyone said he wasn't right in the head, but I didn't think
と
so.
っても面白い人。多分、テレビとかに出て、大活躍するようなのが向いてたと思うわ。
He was really funny. I think he would have been really popular if he appeared on
一つ
TV.
上だったけど、ほとんど同い年の友達みたいに接してくれたし、
He was 1 year older than me, but he treated me like someone his own
楽
age.
しかったわよ。すごく。
I always had tons of fun with
姉ちゃ
him.
んも、すごく仲良かったし、
He got along really well with Nichan
そ
too.
んなに？
He did?
うん。いつも一緒にいたし、学校でもヒーローみたいな二人組だったよ。
Yeah, they were always together and they were like a pair of heroes in school.
時々、横にいて寂しくなるくらい仲良かった。
They got along so well that I sometimes felt lonely with them. Her visage dimmed. I felt like she was easier to understand than most. If Mochi had really liked her, it must have been a tough love. She hadn't even looked at him in that regard, and being with Yasunaga-kun even made him a target of her jealousy.
彼はもういない。安永君は辛いだろうな。
But he's gone now. Yasunaga-kun must feel terrible. Yeah.
彼を手伝ってあげたら？
Why not help him out? Yasunaga-kun was going up the stairs again. I gestured at him with my chin.
え？
Huh?
なんかお手伝い中っぽいし、ちえみちゃんは外だし。
He's doing something for his mom and Chiemi-chan's outside.
君はモッチーの代わりにはなれないかもしれないし、そこに立つべきはちえみちゃんなのかもしれないが、
I don't think he can replace Moichi, and Chiemi-chan is possibly the best person for the
決める
job.
のは彼らだとして、それまでにしてあげたいことを我慢する必要はないんじゃないか？
But even if they are the ones who will make the final decision, there's no reason to hold yourself back in the meantime, right?
助けになりたいとは思うんだろ？
You want to help him, don't you?
うん。あ
Yeah.
なたも？
You too?
まあ、彼女には一宿一杯以上の恩があるからね。
Well, Jamie, he gave me way more than just a meal and a place to
下
stay.
心がないとは言わないが、それ以上に彼女を支えたい。
I won't say I don't have any ulterior motives, but more than that, I just want to support
彼女
her.
は僕には見えないものに随分苦しんでいるみたいだから、
She seems to be suffering at the hands of things I can't even comprehend.
やっぱり、あなたのこと誤解してたかも。
Yeah, I think I misunderstood
仕
you.
方ないよ。行くのかい？
I can't blame you. Are you going?
うん。昨日のこと謝らなきゃだし。
Yeah, I still need to apologize for yesterday.
僕も外へ。
Then I'll go outside too. We stood up at the same time. Though Haru-chan was always on edge, deep inside she was a really honest girl. I worried that she'd fall victim to some scumbag like me down the road. Oh?
何？
What?
やっぱり、あなたは逃げた方が
Maybe you should really run out.
いや、なんでもない。
Never mind, and forget I said anything. She cut herself short and hurried upstairs. Apparently, I'd gained some of her trust, but it didn't look like I could get anything more useful than that bit of advice. Unlike the other inhabitants, she just believed that escape was possible. That was why she tried to do it yesterday. That might have been the extent of it.
それで誰が怪しいと思うの？
So who do you expect? Who do you suspect? Archan and Yasunaga-kun. I walked up to Chiemi, who was looking after Meiko, and we started the conversation.
ともかくヤスくんなの？
I can understand Haru-chan, but Yas-ukun?
容疑者は実質4人。タイさんとカオリさん。そしてその2人だ。
We have 4 suspects, Tai-san, Kaori-san, and them. And you're ruling her out because you want to, huh? Even though she can be just as guilty.
このうち、昨日モッチーらが死んだ時に外出していたのは彼一人。
He was the only one out of those who was outside when Mochi died yesterday.
狼の狡猾さを考えれば、彼以外に考えづらい。
And considering how cunning the wolves are, I can't imagine it being anyone but
ず
him.
る賢いってこと？
He's that devious? Yeah.
そうなの？
Really?
なぜ匠さんは死んだ？
Why did Takumi-san die today?
なぜって狼に殺されたから。
Huh? What do you mean? He was obviously killed by the wolves.
それを聞きたいんじゃない。
That's not what I'm asking.
一体何が？あ、もしかしてこういうこと？
Oh? What do you mean? Oh, I think I get it.
雲に守られなかったから。
Because the spider didn't protect him?
正解。おそらくもう、雲は死んでる。
Right, the spider's probably already dead. Oh, wait.
蛇である匠さんは、普通に考えれば、初日確かに雲に守られたはずだ。
When you think about it, on the first day, Takumi-san was protected by the
そして
spider.
2日目である昨日、雲が別の誰かを守るべきだという話は、一度も出なかったんだよね。
And yesterday, no one actually said that the spider should protect someone else, right? That is true. That means someone knew who the spider was.
うん。
Yeah.
ということは、雲は引き続き重要度の高い匠さんを守ったと考えている。雲が生きてたら、
That means that the spider once again protected Takumi-san. He's way too valuable. At least that's what should have happened if the spider was still alive.
それはそうか。
Well, that's true.
宴開始後にやられた匠さん以外の人は、勘蔵さん、吉嗣くん、モッチー、狼じじいし。
Since the feast started, the ones who died before Takumi-san were Kanza-san, Yoshisugu-kun, Mochi, and the old man who cried
この
wolf.
4人の中に雲がいて、なおかつそれを狼は見抜き、殺して、
One,
その上で匠さんを始末した。
one of these 4 was the spider. The wolves realized this, killed him, and then went for Takumi-san.
しか考えられない。
That's the only logical explanation.
それは考えすぎじゃない？ 4人も死んだからそろそろ雲もいないだろうってことかも。
Are you overthinking it? What if they just assumed the spider was gone because 4 people died?
楽天的に考えればそうだね。しかし相手が本当に賢いやつだったら、その油断が最後の致命傷になる。
That's the optimistic take, but if we're actually dealing with someone clever, underestimating them would be a fatal mistake.
でもどうやって雲を見抜けるって？
But how'd they find out who the spider is? Didn't we find out all the guardians had their roll on their stomach? So that could be how they knew who the spider was.
声が大きい。
You're too loud.
なんでもないよ、メイコちゃん。
It's nothing, Mako-chan. She was soon scribbling on the ground. She was completely absorbed in it for some reason.
雲については、もしかしたら、言い抜けた可能性があったかもしれない。
I think it's likely that the wolves guessed who was the
それ
spider.
ってどうやって？
But how?
初日、肝臓さんが安永くんに喋らせてから最終決定をさせたって言ってただろ。
You told me that on the first day Kanzo-san let Yasunaga-kun talk for most of the feast and only made the final decision, right?
僕の見立てでは、彼はもっと率先して動くタイプだし、初日は誰も殺さないという判断を下しそうにもない。
He looked like a more proactive type to me. I doubt he'd agree to not hang anyone on the first day.
そう言われたらそうかも。でも、それがどうしたの？
Well, that's true, but what about it?
彼が喋って決定が行われれば、場に与える影響はとてつもなく大きい。そしておそらく、決断はある程度正しい。
If he'd spoken up and taken the initiative, he could have easily controlled the situation and most of his decisions would have been good
だから
calls.
狼に狙われやすい。こう僕らは考えたよね。
That was why he was such a good target for the wolves. That's what we thought, right?
そうだけど、同じ時にヤス君も狙われやすいって話したじゃん。
That's true, but we also thought the same about Yasuku-kun.
逆を返せば、自分が狼なら、狼に狙われるリスクはないわけだ。
On the other hand, if you're a wolf, you have no chance of becoming a target for the
それ
wolves.
よりも、大事なことを黙っていて不自然がられる方が危ない。だから、当たり障りのない情報は出す。
It's more dangerous for them to not say anything important and look suspicious giving away harmless info for one is way
もし
better.
そうなら、とても賢い選択だ。そうは思わない？
That's the clever thing to do, don't you think?
肝臓じいちゃんがそんなに喋らなかったって話とどうつながる？
But how is that related to Kanzo Ji-chan keeping us silent?
これから言うのは完全に憶測だけど、
Well, this is all just
さんが動
speculation.
かなかったのは、権威を発揮して、狼に目をつけられるのを防ぐため。
But I think he kept quiet to avoid calling attention to himself so the wolves wouldn't target
なぜ
him.
その必要があったか。彼が自身の生存が、全員の生存にとって必要だと判断したから。
Why would he do that? Because he felt that his survival was intrinsically linked to that of the others. Because
まさか、カゴ持ちだったから？
because he had a
そう
guardian?
だ。それもおそらく、雲。
Yeah. And it was probably the
どうして
spider.
そこまで言えるの？
Why are you so confident?
雲は、正体がバレた時のリスクが最も大きいカゴだ。なぜなら自分を守れないからね。
The spider's the most vulnerable participant in the feast. You were, huh? I hope you're liking it as much as the other times you watched it. Let's see the... The spider is just a roll, though. Yeah, well, like I said, the spider's just a roll. Let's see, the spider is the most vulnerable participant in the feast. After all, the one person they can't protect is
それでい
themselves.
て、正体がバレない限り、狼に対して一夜分無駄にさせられる可能性がある。
But as long as his identity was hidden, he had the possibility of making the wolves waste a
だ
night.
から彼は極力目立たないように振る舞おうとした。しかしそれが逆に狼の注意を引いたんだ。
That was probably why he tried not to stand out, but it worked against him and attracted the wolves'
この
attention.
人が黙ってるなんて、よほどの覚悟を持っているに違いない。とね。
He of all people is quiet. He must have an amazing guardian on all
そ
that.
れで狼は彼をまんまと初日に仕留めることに成功し、丸裸になった匠さんを 翌日に片付けた。
That led to the wolves taking him out on the first day, and then taking out Takumi-san, now defenseless, on the second.
憶測だってのは分かってるけど、なんとなくそうだった気もする。
Alright. Don't forget about the lurk command there, Mira. It works the same as it did over on YouTube. I know that's just speculation, but I kind of feel like you're
も
right.
しそこまで敵が意図的だったとすると、現状起きている異常事態も、狼のショートカット戦術と考えた方がいい。
If even that was planned by the enemies, it's best to assume that the anomalies too have all been shortcuts for the wolves.
どういうこと？
What do you
ル
mean?
ール外で人が死にすぎている。吉次君、モッチー、狼じじいし、そしてほぼ死人扱いの植松里香子。
Too many people died outside the rules. Yoshisugu-kun, Mochi, the old wolf guy, and Rikako Uematsu, she's effectively dead now.
狼にとっては予定外の死人が出ることは歓迎すべき。宴の回数が減ればくくられる危険が減るから。
To the wolves, unplanned deaths are a good thing. The less feasts they have to survive, the lower chances they'll be
だ
hanged.
から意図的に人が死ぬように仕向けているとしたら、
Then what if they planned for those people to die?
話は分かるけど、どうやって？
I see your point, but how could they pull it
吉
off?
次君については、例えば夜に出歩くように仕向けて汚れに追いやった。
They could tell Yoshisugu-kun to walk around outside at night, basically sending him to the
モッチ
corruption.
ーと狼じじい氏については動機まではわからないが、
I don't know the motive behind Mochi and the wolf guy's
植
deaths,
松里香子に彼らを殺させたとすれば辻褄が合う。
but it all makes sense if they were killed by Rikako Uematsu. What?
タイさんは植松家の役割に絡めて汚れの原因を語っていたが、もっと筋の通った説がある。
Tai-san talked about the Uematsu's role and thought she fell to the corruption because of it, but there's a more reasonable explanation.
植松里香子が二人を殺したとすれば、一日一人しか殺せない宴のルールに抵触し、汚れの対象となるんだ。
If she killed the two, she'd have broken the feast's rule of one person per day and become a target of the corruption. I put aside the idea that there were apparently two types of corruption, slaughter and madness.
でもそんなの無理でしょ。彼女あんな服着てるんだよ。着替える暇なんてないじゃん。
But how? Did you see the clothes she wears? She wouldn't have the time to change.
それに男二人相手に彼女が挑んで勝てるわけないってば。
And there's no way she could have won against two men, right?
じゃあこういうのは、モッチーと狼じじいし、どちらかがどちらかを殺し、残った方を彼女が殺した。
Then how about this? Mochi or the wolf guy killed the other, and the one who survived was killed by
二
her.
人目の血を流したことで、彼女は汚れの対象になる。
She became the target of the corruption for drawing the blood of a second person in one
に
day.
ついてはわからないが、何か割烹着でも羽織ればいけるかもしれない。検証するまで不可能とは言えない。
I don't know about the clothes, but it could be solved by a large apron or something. We can't say it's impossible until we verify it.
でも一人だって相手は男で。
But even a single guy sounds like too much for
もう
her.
何歳かもわからない老人だしな。あるいは殺し合って互いに弱ってたかも。
One of them was senile though, or maybe they were weakened from trying to kill each other. Kill?
そんな、なんでそんなこと考えられるの？
What? How could you think something like that?
だから全部憶測だ。動機だって不明。しかし話の筋は通っている。
Again, it's all just speculation. I don't even know the motive, but it does make
じゃあ
sense.
それがどうして狼の陰謀につながるっていうの？
But how is that related to the wolves'
動機の話
conspiracy?
になるとわからないけど、弱みを握ったとか、殺すように仕向ける方法はあるんじゃないかな。
I don't know the motive here either, but if they knew her weakness or something, they could have goaded her into killing
あるい
them.
は彼女自身が狼だ
Or maybe she was a wolf herself. Jamie was at a loss for words. I had no choice but to continue myself.
狼の他の仲間が優位になるように自ら時計の針を進めたって可能性もある
She could have hastened the whole process to give the other wolf an
そ
advantage.
れはないよ。狼は数が減るほど不利じゃん。
I really doubt that getting themselves killed would be really bad for the wolves.
狼対人の人数比で言えば1人対2人はうまい交換じゃない
True, considering the number of wolves and humans, losing one wolf to take out two humans isn't a good
し
deal.
かし誰もがその打算を働かせられるとは限らない
But there was no guarantee that everyone would realize that.
誰もが合理的に動くわけじゃない非合理的なことは多分起こってるしその全てを予測することは不可能だ
Not everyone acts logically. There's lots of illogical stuff going on, and predicting their efforts is impossible.
聞きたくない。
No, I don't want to hear that.
諦めるわけにはいかないだろう
But you can't give up, can you?
もう何も考えたくないよ。
I don't want to think anymore.
ごめんいろいろ言ってさ
Sorry, I said too much.
こっちこそごめん。でもちょっと。
Don't worry. I'm the one who should be sorry, but yeah, this is a bit hard for me.
これ以上君たちがこんなものに付き合う必要はないと思う脱出するなら協力するけど
I really don't think you people need to keep playing along with this. I'll help you escape if you
無理
want.
だよ。
We
生きて
can't.
るんだ。ここに生まれたなら。
I
これ
just
しかないんだよ。
I just know that if you're born here, you're fated to die
そん
here.
なのは単なる思い込みだよ
That's just baseless delusion.
見えない人にはわからないよ。
Someone who can't see God would never understand.
わからないな
Yeah, I won't. How troubling. It really was troubling. If this was some tabletop fun for the whole family game, I'd have already punched the GM and left. But lives were actually on the line here, not just my own, but also that of someone I had kinda liked. We made it this far, yet she was uncooperative. Maybe I was going about this wrong. About this wrong, yeah. Maybe if I wanted to save her life, I had to start by saving her from the darkness within. Or maybe from the unidentified supernatural phenomenon, and that was binding her. Though that didn't seem like something that could be done in just 3 or 4 days. There you go. Glad you figured that out quickly. Still, I'd struggle until the very end. I couldn't participate in the feast myself, so I had no choice but to leave it to Jamie. I didn't say anything more to her, I just chose to believe she'd overcome her inner conflict soon. Meanwhile, Mako's drawing had grown so large, it felt like she would get lost in the mist. Hey, I left Jamie and went to Mako. Ba? She waved at me, good thing she was kinda used to me
さ
now.
っきから何を書いてるんだい
What are you drawing? Those guardians.
お守り
Guardians. One drawing showed a warped circle with a line, just as strange going through it. But I could see what it was. It looked much like the Higuchi family crest I saw in the dining hall. There were 4 of them. Apparently the others were hard to differentiate. Oh, that whirling drawing was the same as the one on the stone. The symbol, the Yomotsu
なる
Okami.
ほど新内さんのお守りかお姉ちゃんに教わったのかい
I see, Shinai-sama's guardians. Did One-chan teach them to you?
こっ
Yeah.
ちのはお守りじゃないね
What about these? They're not guardians, are they? They're cattle. I certainly wasn't expecting to hear such a vivid wording from a girl about 4 years
動
old.
物界
Animals, huh?
これがね、牛。
Yeah, this is a cow.
これはロバ。
This is a donkey.
おお
Oh,
ではね、
this is a pig.
あ
Ah. The ground wasn't the best canvas and the little girl wasn't the best artist. All I could really tell was that they all had 4 legs. And this is me. It had 4 legs though, well, whatever.
あ一番でっかいこれは
And this, it's bigger than the others. A wolf. A light chill went down my spine.
なんで狼なの
Why a wolf? Huh? Why a wolf? Because the wolf is coming. Oh, the wolf is coming? That was like...
狼が来るから、逃げなきゃいけなくて。
Because the wolf is coming, I had to run far, far
待って
away.
くれメコちゃん君は狼を知ってるのか
Hold on, Mako-chan, you know the
会
wolf?
ったことない。でも、怖いって。
I haven't met him, but I know he's scary.
それはここの狼
Is this the same wolf we have here? Ah?
猿とかは
Where's the snake and
知ら
monkey?
ない。
I don't know.
狼は何をするの
What does the wolf
肉
do?
を食べる。
Eat the
食
cattle.
べる
Eat?
お馬は食べられたって。
Yeah, they said the horse was eaten. Apparently this had nothing to do with Fujiyoshi's legend. I had no idea if this was from a picture book or imagination, but there were barely any links between the stories. Or maybe I was rushing to
このお
conclusions.
話は誰に聞いたの
Who told you this
本
story?
当だよ。
It really
じゃあ
happened.
どこであったことかな
Where then?
遠
Far
遠
away.
くか
Far away, huh?
く、ずーっと歩いてきたの。
I've been walking for so long. Well, it didn't look like I could get any details from her. If far away referred to the land of myth, it actually had truths regarding Fujiyoshi's legend, and that weren't told here. What the hell was I thinking, land of myth? How stupid. I should just calm down and file it under more info. That made no sense to me.
そっか頑張ったね
I see it must have been
お
hard.
腹すいた。
I'm
そうだ
hungry.
ね僕もだ
Same here, let's go back. Same here, let's go back. Okay. We turned around, I saw Jamie stand up in the mist, again and hesitantly beckon us.
食事ができたそうだ
Looks like the food's ready. Kinosuke Shi was standing at the entrance to the dining hall wearing a gloomy expression. He was never particularly vigorous, but now his visage was haggard, and he wasn't nearly as arrogant as before. I couldn't blame him. The only person he was friendly, flirtatious to, Ryo Mikako Uematsu, was in an awful state. Also, despite all he'd said, he'd actually relied on Takumi-san. They seemed to be close in terms of age, too. And from what I'd heard, he'd never really said anything wrong. The only problem was his insensitive choice of words. The feast was a communication game. Even if you were right about something, it didn't matter if you couldn't convince
ありが
anyone.
とうございます
Thank you very much. Still, he was one of the mere 2 confirmed humans. Treating him badly and making him upset wouldn't help at all. I had to be
行こう
courteous.
か
Let's go.
お
Yeah,
腹減ったね、メイコちゃん。
hungry, aren't we, Mako-chan? Jamie had calmed down a bit. I'd already told her my suspicions. I now had to hope she handled the feast well. All that was left now was to get nutrients to support my hard-working brain, right?
こんなのしかできなくて。
I'm sorry I couldn't prepare anything better. She ladled what appeared to be rice gruel from the large pot. It was a thick white soup with vegetables, rice, and something brown
刺し
inside.
入りだ。慣れてます？
Game meat, is it fermented?
生のはダメになっちゃったから。
Yes, the fresh meat was spoiled. Jamie-chan. I whispered to her. What do we do?
春明さんはどうしたい？
What do you want to do? We were talking about the thing where I had to avoid the local food.
せっかくだから今回は貫こうか。
You know what? I'll stick to my diet until the end this time.
ありがとう。
Okay, thanks. What did I mean by this time? Did I think I had another life or something? It was fine. It wasn't like I was cool with dying just on the off chance I got a second shot. Dying wasn't an acceptable option. I wasn't about to compromise on that.
歩き歩いても仕方ないし、ここで待ってるよ。
There's no point in walking around, so I'll just wait here.
召
Alright.
し上がらないの？
You're not going to eat?
結構アレルギーあるんで。
I have a bunch of
若い
allergies.
人は変色しおるからいろいろ食べんと強くなれんわよ。
It's because you youngins don't eat proper. You won't become strong if you don't have a balanced diet. Hey, I was lying, but telling actual allergy sufferers that they should just eat and they'd be cured was actual murder. Well, there were some efforts to cure allergies by carefully injecting the allergens via vaccine, but that was a subject for the doctor. Anyway, going back to the dorm by myself was dangerous since they'd suspect me, so I just waited in the corner of the room, still
安
hungry.
永くんとはるちゃんは？
Where are Yasunaga-kun and
まだ上
Haru-chan?
かな？
Still upstairs?
熱いうちに。
Don't mind them, your food will get cold. More!
僕は彼らを呼びに行ってくるよ。
I'll go call them. I went up the stairs, and when I reached the second floor, I stopped for a moment. I heard some rustling. Was it possible they'd gotten that intimate in just a few minutes? Was I about to ruin the mood? Well, food was important too. I said, to get their attention and slowly went up, making sure I was loud enough for them to hear me
食
coming.
事だそうだよ。おや、安永くん。
It's lunchtime. Oh, Yasunaga-kun?
どうも。
Ah, hello. The room was full of stuff. It was a huge
なんか
mess.
探してるみたいだけど、まだ見つからないの？
You looking for something? No luck, huh?
新しい割烹着が屋根裏にあるって言われたんですけど、見つけられなくて。
Yes, I was
繰り返して
told.
たところですよ。
Yes, I was told there was a new apron in the attic, but we couldn't find it there, so we were checking other places too. So that was it.
見た？
Did you see? Huh.
その、良ければみんなには黙っててもらえますか？
Could you not tell anyone about
い
this?
や、勝手に気を使いはしたけど、別に何か危ないシーンを目撃したわけじゃないんだけど。
Well, I did come up carefully, but it's not like I saw anything I shouldn't have.
お楽しみ中だった？
Were you going at it?
何言うのよ。
What are you saying?
嘘だよ。こんな時にそんなこと、君たちはしないでしょ？
I'm kidding. I know you wouldn't do something like that at a time like this.
そりゃそうですよ。
Of course we
もち
wouldn't.
ろんよ。
Yeah. Really now, I was still kind of worried.
じゃ、一旦切り上げて食事にしたらどうかな。
Anyway, why not take a break and get some food? They didn't argue as we prepared to go back. There was a loud noise from downstairs. What? Yep. He certainly does look like him. Yasunaga-kun and I looked at each other, then ran out of the room without saying a word. We were met with a strange scene. I instantly realized what happened and who was responsible. Kinosuke Shi was wearing a furious expression, his shoulders shaking. There was a shattered plate of rice gruel at his feet, the contents were still steaming. He was facing Kaori Oribe-san, who was standing completely still. Did he throw his food to the floor? Was it that bad? No way, this was clearly something way bigger than that.
いきなりどうしたんです？
What's gotten into you? Chiemi and the others didn't seem to understand each other. Did not seem to understand either. They shifted uneasily. On what?
なんですと。
What?
渦だ渦獅子滝にトリカブトが入っている
Wolfsbane, the plant. There's Asionite in the food. What?
メイコちゃん、食べた？
Mako-chan, did you eat any?
いただきます。まだ。
Not
他に
yet.
誰も食べてない？
What about the rest of you?
ちょっと待って。何が何だか。本当なんですか？
Hold on, I'm so lost. Is that
見
true?
えるこの生煮えの妖変を光沢があり裏も白くなく先端が尖る
Look at these.
違う
Look at these
そう
leaves.
じゃない
No, look at these leaves. They shine. The other side isn't white and the tip is pointy. They smell different too. This isn't mugwort or hand flower.
ほんまです。
You're right. It's wolfsbane.
山菜を入れたの。母さん。
You used wild plants, Mom? Yes.
危なかったね。間違えてそんなの入れちゃって。中毒が起きるところ。
That was close. What a mistake. Someone almost got poisoned.
殺す気だこの女は
She wants to kill us.
待ちなさいよ。ただ間違えただけでしょ。それだけで、
Oh,
そんなに
wait.
ひどい。
It was just a mistake. That's it. Don't be so cruel. Haru-chan stopped talking when she realized the suspect was acting strange. Kaori-san was staring. Alright. Kaori-san was staring right at Kyonosuke Shi, not moving an inch and smiling. She was completely glaring him down. Yes. That response was so delayed we had no idea what it was for. When Kinosuke Shi backed away a bit, his expression shifted from rage to fear.
母さん。
Mom? Yeah.
みんな死んでしまえばいいのよ。
You should all die. I think we know who's gonna go now. As she stood there wailing madly, she brandished a knife. She was hardly moving quickly, but the sight of the blade had stunted our reflexes. I'd seen some bizarre corpses here. I bore witness to what pure malice could do. But still living, blatantly malevolence, killing intent was intense enough to paralyze everyone present. I barely registered the scene unfolding before me. Staggering a bit, the woman passed the counter. The sharp knife was still green with something, likely shavings from Asonite. She raised her voice and aimed her poisoned weapon at the nearest target, Kyonosuke-san. Alright. It's a bit over time and we're not getting to the point where I wanted to. So, I'm just gonna call it here earlier than I thought I would. It's a good stopping point anyway, since we are getting a choice. So, save there just to make sure that we don't have to go all the way through. I don't trust the autosave completely. And I'm gonna call it here. I thank you all for coming. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and share this with anybody else that you think might like this. And if you'd like the chance to chill with me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon to hopefully be notified of when I'll be live again. As for when I'll be live again, I have plans tomorrow, so I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. Next stream will likely be Monday, but be sure to check on the posts tab of my YouTube channel, because that's where I try to keep everyone up to date. And if you're on Twitch, you all know what to do. And speaking of Twitch, let me check on somebody to raid. Okay. Let's see. So, we've got a few interesting things to check out, but I want to check on other places here first. Okay, nothing there. Not there. Going live. Okay. I think I will try rating this person I see. Their name is Kitsune Gweek. They supposedly voice Columbina, and they're doing Genshin Impact. Just let me try and bring them up here. Alright. So yeah, they're playing Genshin Impact, going through Nod Cry. They're supposedly Columbina's voice actor. But I'm not too sure about anything other than that. Give them my regards and tell them that I'll be there when I can. And with that out of the way, I thank you all again for coming. Bye.